Hi, Gemini. Welcome back to Lee's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at what is going on with you and your new love in your love life. Okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go. So, overall energy for this week's reading, Gemini, is the moon. This is Cancer and Pisces energy. It's ruled by Pisces, but I say Cancer too because Cancer is actually ruled by the planet, the moon. Okay, so with the moon card, this is talking about secrets. It can talk about illusion. It can speak of someone drowning in their emotions. Okay, underneath this is the pentacles, the four of pentacles. This, you see, it says under the bottom, scarcity mindset. This can talk about like holding on really tightly to something, like in a jealous or possessive way, because you may feel like you're going to lose it. This could be you trying to hold on to something, or this could be the twin coming up into your reading. I have no control over if the twin shows up or not. If spirit wants to tell you something about the twin, then we're going to talk about the twin. So you have a choice. Either you can watch it or not watch it. But if it's coming up, it is because somebody in this collective needs to hear what is being said. Okay. But like I said, that's what this can talk about. Can also talk about holding yourself back emotionally. Okay. Underneath this is the Ace of Wands. This can speak of communication. It can also speak of like the truth, like you wanting the truth. So I feel like that's a big thing for you, that you have not been getting the truth when it comes to your love life, specifically with old love. Okay, so with this new person, I feel like that's what you're going to get, is you're going to get the truth and you're going to get that communication. Okay, and then underneath this is the Knight of Pentacles. This is, the two of you slowly moving together, you and the soulmate, you and the new person. Okay, all right, yeah, so we're going to start by clarifying the moon. Hold on. Okay, so we've got the chaos card showing up here for you. So you're going through a period of turmoil at this point when it comes to your love life. Okay. I feel like, this may be happening in secret. You may not be letting anybody know that this is going on. Okay. And that may be why the moon is here. You could be drowning in your emotions because, Geminis can be more logic minded. I'm not saying that you don't have, you're not, inclined to feel your emotions or anything like that. Not saying that at all, but I'm saying you tend to focus more on logic a lot of times, and probably being, I don't know, enveloped in your emotions can have you in this chaotic period, or it could just be you, not getting what you want in a timely manner. Okay, because we know this is divinely timed um, relationship that's coming. And so you may want it yesterday, but you have to realize that, things are going to happen when they're supposed to happen. Okay. Underneath this, we have the vulnerable card. All right. Let me clarify this. I want to see if this is, can you clarify the vulnerable card, please, Spirit? Okay. So this is about, I feel like this is both. This is both the old love and the new love. So we got the vulnerable card here. Like I told you, your soulmate has gone through things just like you have. And I feel like both of you are struggling to remain vulnerable, because the first thing you want to do, I don't care if if you're a water sign, an air sign, whatever element you are, earth sign, or so on and so forth. The first thing you want to do when somebody hurts your feelings is shut down, because that's what's causing you the pain. Is the fact that you opened yourself up to somebody and you got kicked in the chest. So I feel like with this return card, Spirit is telling you, because the reason why I'm saying it's both is because with the TF, this person is coming back to try to claim you because they don't want you to move on. But you've also got this soulmate coming in that is a past life connection. So they're returning as well. They're just returning to you in a new life. Okay. And so it's about vulnerability because like we talk about, the twin has been hurt because of their issues in the past. And then the new person has been hurt because of the last relationship they were in. I got to review these things for the new people that are coming in, because I got a lot of new people that are showing up in my readings and they need to understand what is happening. Okay. So the next clarification card is the soulmates card. So again, this is Spirit talking about a soul connection between you and a new person, a partnership, a soul contract, a new life partner coming into your life. Because a lot of you thought you were going to end up with the TF, but you got somebody new showing up that you have a soul contract with. And this is about you and this person figuring out how to come together, in divine timing. Okay. All right. So the first card we have here is the 8 of Pentacles. This is representing where you are right now. So it says work in progress, right at the bottom. So I feel like, a lot of you are trying to work on yourselves. You are trying to become better. All right. You are trying to prepare yourself for this new person that is coming in. Okay. Let's clarify. Yeah, you're ascending. Okay. Spirit is saying here, you're learning, having a lot of learning and expansion, a lot of transcendence. You're preparing for union, like I said, and this is going to be a new phase in your life. Yeah. Okay. A lot of you are focusing on your mission, focusing on what you're here to do. If you're not doing that, that is what Spirit is recommending that you do. New people that are coming in that are Gemini, Spirit is saying that you have to detach, or it's recommended. Let me say this. It's recommended because at the end of the day, you have free will. You can do whatever it is you want to do. Those of you who are coming in, you dealt with a twin flame. Spirit is saying that if you want to be with someone new, who treats you better, who loves you the way you deserve to be loved, this is about you detaching from that old person and working on healing yourself so you can open up to the new person that's coming in. So with the mission work card, you're here to do certain things, okay? That's what was supposed to happen between you and your twin. You were supposed to come together on a specific mission. But now, for a lot of you who are choosing to walk away from the twin, you're heading towards new people, new soulmates with whom you're going to accomplish this mission with. And so in order for that to happen, it's going to require, you to heal from the triggers that the twin brought out in you and things from the past that were brought out in you. Okay. Like I said, it's people want to say that I'm repeating what I'm saying. I'm repeating because there are people that need to hear this information. This is not a personal reading. It is a general reading. So whatever Spirit brings out, that's what we're going to talk about. So either you can rock with it, or you can roll on. It's your choice. Okay. So we got the separation card showing up here. All right. This is talking about, at this time, you and your soulmate being in separation. It's still the same dynamic, even though you're not trying to be with your twin flame anymore, because a lot of people are assuming that because you're no longer with that old person, that you don't have to heal yourself, that you don't have to go through the stages that you've had to go through with your twin. But that's not true. You still have to heal yourself, because this is about you learning how to be healthy, independent of the connection, and then that's what's going to bring you together. Your person's going to have to be healthy too, and that's what's going to bring the two of you together into a healthy, interdependent connection. Because like I said, you're only as strong, the connection is only as strong as each individual member. Okay. All right. Okay. So when it comes to the card we have for your person, we've got the 8 of Cups here. Okay. It's saying, they're evolving. So they're walking away from something. I feel like this is just them talking about, Spirit talking about your new person, this soulmate, walking away from a relationship or a way of life that they have been in for a long period of time. It could have been 8 months. It could have been 8 years for some of them, a lot of 8 weeks. It could have been a lot of different time frames, because this is a collective reading. Okay. All right. And then when this person is walking away, it's because they were not fulfilled. They thought that whoever they were with, or whatever lifestyle they were living, was going to be fulfilling to them, but for whatever reason, it wasn't. And so this is about them heading towards the Nine of Cups, which is their wish fulfillment. And then after that, the Ten of Cups, which is, the happiness, the family, all of those things. Okay. So let's clarify. Eight of Cups. Okay. So Phoenix is what we're coming. This is like the Scorpio card. So your person may have Scorpio placements, or you could have, or you both could have. So it's talking about, a new phase coming up for your person. So it's like, they've hit rock bottom, I feel like, when it comes to their love life. It could be in other areas of their life as well. And now they're rising up like a phoenix, coming out of the ashes like a brand new person. And I feel like the same thing is happening to you because the two of you are mirroring each other. So, this is about, your person also changing their mind, because as I've told you before, this person had decided to give up on love, and they were like, okay, if I'm in all these relationships and they're never working out, I need to let this go and move on and continue to be by myself, because this is not someone they wanted to be. I feel like they wanted to be in a relationship. That was their end goal, but I feel like this person has put work and other responsibilities ahead of love for a very long time, even though, in the background, they were looking for the person they wanted to be with. Okay. And so whoever it was with that last person they found, pretty much, I hear ghosted in my head for some reason. So, this person wore a mask and did a lot of the things that the twin did to you. And so because of that, they have to recover from it, just like you have to recover from the scars or the wounds that you picked up with the person you were dealing with. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups. Okay. Yeah. See, they're getting ready to come towards you. You are showing up on their side as as the soulmate. You are their wish fulfillment. And then the two of you are manifesting each other with the manifest card. They are planning on how to come towards you, because as I've told you, this person already knows who you are, already has feelings for you. They are just preparing themselves for the inevitable, reunion between the two of you. And I'm saying reunion because, as I just told you before, with the return card, this was about, somebody coming back from your past, a past life. Okay. And then I've also told y'all that for some of you, it could be somebody that you already know, and you may not have been romantically involved with them. It could be a friend from high school. It could be somebody that you know at work. Like I said, somebody from the same friend group. I tell you this because, hold on, let me see if I can find this real quick. I got a comment from somebody. Okay. I took a picture of it in my phone to make sure that I had it, because I'm reading it for every sign. So this is someone who watches my channel on a regular basis. Okay, this is their comment. This was like from last week. They say, "You're so right with the return. My person from the past was just a friend from high school, and we're doing really well, and he's presently my soulmate. I had to leave the toxicity behind, and my soulmate came right on in as soon as I changed my frequency and vibration. Your past could be anyone, so listen to the reader, guys. It doesn't have to be someone you were in a relationship with, just like she said. Have faith and know that the divine has someone for you that is better. But make room for it by ridding yourself of all and anybody or anything that is not serving you for your highest good." Okay? So I'm reading that to you so you know that just because somebody's coming back from your past, and if it was this life, it doesn't have to be somebody you were romantically attracted, you were romantically involved with. Okay. A lot of you are shooting stuff down and you don't even know who the hell it is yet. So I feel like spirit is kind of, smacking you on the ass a little bit and telling you, chill out, see who it is first before you turn and run for the damn hills, because you don't know who it is. Okay. You have no idea who it is until the person shows up, but the person knows who you are. And then a lot of you are out here trying to figure out who it is before it's time for you to find out who it is. And I'm telling you, spirit is not going to let you know anything until it's time for you to know. Stop trying to take your hands off the wheel. Stop trying to control this. You have no control over it. Okay? Detach from what is going on. And when I say detach, I'm not saying for you, Gemini, to just be like, oh, fuck it, ain't nobody coming or whatever. I'm not telling you to do that. What I'm telling you to do is to focus on what you need to focus on. Focus on being the best Gemini can be, so that when this person comes in, you're ready to be in a connection with them, or you're at least sitting in an energy where you can be receptive of the person. You don't have to, like I said, just because spirit is bringing somebody forth to you, okay, and just because it's somebody from the past, you still have free will. You don't have to accept or reject. You don't have to accept anybody if that's not what you want. But at least keep an open enough mind to see who the hell it is before you say something. Because what if you sitting around and you like, oh, I don't want to be this and that, because I didn't, I tell y'all my story. I told y'all I wanted a black man because I'm black. Okay, well, I'm not primarily black. I got some other stuff, but the majority of me is black. Okay, and so I wanted a black man, and I was just adamant about that because I was like, oh, this and that. Because I mean, I've dated other races in the past. I don't have a problem with anybody. I'm not somebody that's like militant. Oh, it gotta be, it gotta be. It's because I guess I've become older. A lot of things are going on in the world, and I like to have people around me who identify with what I go through. Okay, because I feel like not everybody can identify with everybody else's not necessarily plight, but everybody else's situation. And you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about race and all the things that go on and stuff like that. And I feel like some stuff I can't explain. You have to just understand. Okay. And so the person that came up, I told y'all this. When they started telling me who it was, I was like, that's not what I asked for. I asked for a black man, this and that, this and that, this and that. And I was so bad. I was livid. That's why I'm telling y'all this, because this happened to me. I did the same thing. And then when they showed me the person, I was like, okay, okay. And when I listened to them and saw the type of person they were, I was like, okay, I can do, this is good. I can get down with this or whatever. But at first, oh, I was angry. I was like, don't you dare. If it ain't not black, I don't want them, this and that. I was saying the same stuff y'all were. And then come to find out now, this person is an amazing person. And I'm glad that spirit chose the person that they chose. So that's why I'm telling you, don't shoot your own damn self in the foot. See who it is first before you do this. That's why I told you a lot of things I tell y'all. The reason why I tell you this, Gemini, is because I've done it or been through it. And I understand how you feel. I understand you want to have a say in your love life. But like I said, we signed up for some shit on the other side where we don't always have a say. And that may sound, be messed up. You may feel like it's fucked up, but it is what it is. We signed up for it. Now we got to live it. Okay. As long as we here in these bodies. So this is about trust too. It's about you trusting yourself. It's about you trusting your higher self, trusting your soul, trusting your spiritual team to know what's better. Because think about it, Gemini. Come on now, we're going to talk about it. You've had many times to choose who you wanted to be with, right? You've had many times all throughout your life to choose the people that you were with, right? And where you at? You sitting here by yourself, done been through some shit with somebody treating you fucked up, okay, for the umpteenth time. So I'm saying all of this to say, now it's like spirit is like, okay, you tried it, we let you do it, now move out the way and let us show you what's really going on or what you really need. Okay, because I keep trying to tell y'all, we can only see this much of what is going on in our lives. Spirit can see the whole picture. They can see our side, they can see your person's side, they can see the old person, the twin flame side, they can see everything. So why wouldn't they know better? Right? Why wouldn't they know? And then they can see certain outcomes. Why you think I'm able to read the things that I'm reading? Because I feel like from what I've heard, from what I know, it's like when I'm reading, it's like 5 different possible outcomes to a situation, right? And depending on what part of the collective I'm reading for, I think spirit gives me like three of them, or sometimes it's 2 of them, because sometimes 2 different cards will fall out for the same placement, and I'll tell you it's split, right? So I'm telling you this because they can see shit we can't fucking see. So who are we to tell them, oh, you don't know what you're doing? Let me do it. Because like I said, you've had all your life to do it, Gemini. And where are you? We all in the same spot. So that pig-headedness, that hard-headed stubbornness, you got to let that go in this situation, because at the end of the day, the question is, do you want to be right, or do you want to be motherfucking happy and be loved? Those are the questions. So you got to tell you got to tell yourself, and you got to tell spirit what your answer is, because it's things are not always going to work out the way you want them to. Everybody's not going to come in the package you want them to come in, okay? But at the end of the day, if you being loved and you being cared for and you having the experience you want to have, what does it matter if it's going to be different from what it is you want? Because I would rather have somebody show up differently than the way that I expected, but love the fuck out of me and treat me good, rather than have somebody that was everything visually I wanted that treated me like shit. Think about that. That's some crazy shit there. Oh, I want this, for me to sit there and say, I want this black man, but he treat me like shit, but let's go with the black man. No, Gemini, that's crazy. So like I said, I had to give myself a shake. So now I'm giving your ass a shake here. I'm shaking you. You need to have a come to Jesus moment and realize, if your picker was a good picker, we wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here with me. You'd be cuddled up with your person, loving life and having a good time. But because your picker is not good, and I'm not saying that to put y'all down or anything like that, because my picker wasn't good either. Like I told you, everything that I say to y'all, I'm talking to me too. So I'm saying this, I'm talking to every sign when I say stuff like this. So you got to realize, if it's something going on with the way you handling stuff, that's why you have a spiritual team to correct you when you're off course. And so the people that we were picking were keeping us off course. Because look at the shit that the twin was doing. Think about how you felt. Think about how this person chipped away at your self-esteem and made you feel like fucking shit. Spirit don't want you in no situation like that. Like I said, they'll put you in stuff or allow you to be in things to learn your lesson. But once the lesson is done, that's it. We're not about, not at least intuitive tarot, we're not about enforced punishment or enforced enforced things, doing things, enforced hurt, enforced pain, like continually hurting ourselves, or continually, doing things to ourselves when we know damn well what the outcome is going to be if we keep doing the same thing. That's why I tell y'all about the twin all the time, to let you know, when this motherfucker come back, male or female, and tries to romance you and tell you all this kind of shit, to remind you, don't do it, okay? Because they're gonna make the shit look like they're gonna try to make you think they've changed, and they're not the same person anymore. That's why I repeat, and I'm adamant about it, because I don't want, number one, I don't want you to be blindsided. And number two, I want you to make sure you're using your discernment and you see through this fucker, and you know that they're playing around with you. Because why wait all this time? Look at how many months and weeks have passed by, and some of y'all years, that you haven't heard from this person, and then all of a sudden they're gonna pop up when you with somebody else and you fucking happy. And the fact that somebody wants to pop up when you happy because they don't like the fact that you happy, or they don't want you to be with somebody else, come on. Don't tell me that there's not something wrong with that. Come on. Okay? So that's why I'm telling you, just wait and see what spirit has chosen for you before you start acting up and coming at me in the comments and saying all this crazy stuff. We don't have time for that. Like I said, you have free will at the end of the day. And if you feel like at the end of the day that you want to shoot yourself in the foot and you don't want to accept what spirit is offering you, that's your choice. But don't get mad and don't come and get crazy in the comments when your shit don't work out the way you want it to, because you are receiving help, but it's up to you to accept it. Okay? Like what they say, you can lead the horse to the water. but you can't make them drink. That's what Spirit is telling you. So see what Spirit has in store first. Stop talking about, oh, I don't want old, I don't want old, because you don't know who it is. For most of you, it's not even somebody you were romantically involved with. Do you honestly think? Come on now, let's be honest. Let's be honest. You know, I'm gonna talk to your ass today. Do you honestly think that after the garbage and the bullshit you went through with this twin, that Spirit will honestly try to put you back, even if it's somebody from the past that you had a romantic relationship with? Do you honestly think they would try to put you back with somebody who's gonna mistreat you and do all this shit after you went through this fucking mistreatment marathon with this other dude? I mean, with this other dude or other female. Think about that. That doesn't make any sense. Y'all, a lot of y'all been rocking with me for fucking years. A lot of you been rocking with me for months. Some of you been rocking with me for weeks. Some of y'all, it's your first reading that you're hearing from me. But you got to understand, my spiritual team is not about making somebody suffer. And that's what I feel like is going on with your spiritual teams as well. Because it's your spiritual team communicating with mine about what's going on with you. And so why would they do that? Think about that. Why would they do that? Why wouldn't they have your best interest at heart? Like I say, I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're not going to be here on this earth, Gemini, and not learn lessons. Because we all going to fucking learn lessons. And I told you, even when you get with your person, you still going to be learning lessons. Hell, you might even have to learn even more lessons, okay? Because then you have somebody there with you where you're both relying on each other and supporting each other through the lessons, okay? But you still gonna be learning stuff. I told you, you're gonna have, the twin is gonna come back, whether you want them to come back or not. The other person's person is probably gonna come back, whether you want them to or not, because y'all both still have to show Spirit certain things, because this is the way it works. It's certain things that you have to go through so that you can move forward into the next phase, okay? But in order for you to get past this is about you making sound decisions. And one of those decisions is letting go of control and letting Spirit show you what is out there, what is available for you, and what type of treatment you truly deserve. Because like I said, if you could pick the right person, you wouldn't be here listening to me. Think about that, okay? All right, so let's move on. So when it comes to the energy between you and the new person, we have the Judgment card. This is Scorpio energy showing up again. Like I said, one of both of you have Scorpio placements. It's talking about, like I said, a second chance at love for the both of you. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, so when it comes to you, we've got the Dignity card here. This is like the Eight of Cups showing up. So it's like the two of you are mirroring, but you're mirroring in different placements. So your person's overall energy card for them is the Eight of Cups. Okay, how the energy they're sitting in right now, and for you, what is happening here with this second chance? You've walked. Spirit is saying you've already done your Eight of Cups. You've already walked away from the person that you were supposed to in order to have this second chance, and your new person, the soulmate, is in the they're in the process of doing it, or they've just done it, or they're about to do it with this Eight of Cups. Okay. All right. Okay. Then for your person, we have the Divine Feminine card. So this person knows that you are their counterpart. I told you that they have a lot of feelings for you. They have a lot of love for you. They're wanting to come forward towards you. They feel energetically that the two of you belong together. Okay. Then we have the Grounding card showing up here. This is talking about, this connection, this second chance, providing stability and security for you both, providing performance for you both, and providing growth and endurance for you both. And then let me say this. Got lots to say today. Spirit, let me tell you this. Those of you that keep, hemming and hawing about, oh, no past person, this and that, right? What if you say no to the person that comes towards you, right? And then you go back to picking people on your own, and then you go back into that same fucking roller coaster ride where you got people triggering you, mistreating you, doing this and doing that. Think about that. Think about that. Because see, that's what I'm saying. I understand you want to be in control of your shit, because I want to be in control of mine too. I'm a control freak just like y'all are. So let's not get it twisted. And I'm not finna sit here and lie to you. It is difficult, like a motherfucker, to let somebody else, okay, control an aspect of my life that I don't want somebody else to control. Okay. Because like I said, if I got anything to do with it, I don't want nothing controlling any aspect of my life. And I get it. So that's why I'm telling you, we here on that, Gemini. But I sat and thought about this, and having been through this situation, and like I said, I'm a little bit ahead of y'all. I'm like, why why wouldn't you try something new? It's like the insanity thing. Those of you who keep talking about, no, I'm like this and I'm that, and I'm like, but you haven't seen who it is yet. This woman is telling you on my damn phone that the person that came through from her past, they weren't even romantically involved. And you see how she telling you that they together and that they happy, they good. So I'm telling you this because for those of you who are adamant, you got this stubborn thing going on where you're not trying to hear nothing other than what it is you want. Okay. I'm just telling you, this is just a damn PSA for you. Okay. You got some thinking to do, Gemini. Okay. Y'all air signs, y'all about the intellect and the thoughts. You really need to think about this in a logical manner. All right. Because if you haven't made sound decisions in the past when it came to relationships, right? I'm not saying you eventually in the future you won't have the capacity to do that, but I feel like if right now you were in the space to do that, or you knew how to look at the red flags and do all these things, if your discernment was on point the way it needs to be, then spirit would allow you to choose. But the fact that they're stepping in is telling you something about the fact that you may not be 100% ready to do that. And like I said, some of y'all, I feel like, are going to end up mad because you're going to shoot your damn self in the foot, or you're going to cut your nose off to spite your face. And you're going to realize that you're not where you think you are. It's almost like a little kid. You know how like when little kids start to get older, and they're like, they don't want you to feed them. They don't want you to do certain things for them because they like, I'm getting older now. I can do it on my own or whatever, right? And then they try to do whatever it is they really believe they can do, and then they end up coming back to their parent and like, can you help me, or something like that, because they realize that they're not as grown as they think they are. And I feel like that's what this situation is for some of you. I'm not talking about all of you. I'm feeling like some of you, because I feel like some of you get the message. You're getting the memo. You understand the assignment, and you're doing what you need to do. Okay? Because like I said, if you are still in the process of healing, if you still mad and you still bitter, because some of y'all, when y'all coming in them comments talk about you ain't messing with nobody in the past, you sound bitter. You sound like you still angry at some of these people from the past. And if you still angry at some of these people in the past, Gemini, that means you haven't forgiven them. That means you have not healed it. So that is why Spirit is stepping in, because they know that all of us aren't where we need to be in order to pick a sound person to be in a relationship with. Okay? Because these people out here, the twin showed you that, right? That people can wear masks. Look, this is what fell out of the deck. People can wear masks and hide the fucking truth and not tell you what's really going on until it's too fucking late, until you in too deep to not get fucking hurt. Okay, you can always walk away from somebody, but once you done caught feelings for them, it's even more difficult to walk away from them. You know that, especially for those of you who are not emotionally led. It's harder because if you let somebody in that much and they got there that much, and you normally logically minded, y'all know y'all the ones that hold on harder and tighter than even the emotional signs like me, because somebody was able to get in. And I feel like, I'm not saying that you shut yourself down and you don't let anybody in at all. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that if somebody has gotten to that point to where they're able to access your emotions, or you're able to start to feel emotionally about them, they've gotten in fucking deep. That's what I'm saying. And so spirit is trying to stop this from happening because it's just a vicious cycle. It's like you letting in the wrong people and you're getting fucking hurt and you're shutting down. You're letting in the wrong people, you're getting hurt and you're fucking shutting down. And spirit is trying to stop it. They're trying to stop it. Because at the end of the day, I told you, like I told you earlier, spirit is not trying to get you to, not trying to control every aspect of your life or trying to get you to turn away from what what you think is right and all that kind of stuff. They're trying to show you the way to the healthy relationship because we don't know the way. Because if we fucking knew, we'd fucking already be there. Think about that. So I like I said, I had to beat that drum because I had to let some of y'all know, because some of that stuff, the way y'all be coming in the comments and stuff like that, no, nobody from the past, no. And I'm like, but you don't know who it is. I didn't tell you it was gonna be your person, somebody that you dated from the past. I said for some of you it could be coming in as new energy, but I didn't show you somebody and say this is who it is. I gave you several different ideas of who it could possibly be. That's what I did. And so you're assuming that it's going to be somebody with whom you had a bad time with, but that's not necessarily the case. So all I'm saying is keep an open mind and see who the fuck it is first before you start before you pick up the gun or you start stabbing or you start cussing or whatever it is that you cussing. Is it that motherfucker that did this and did this and did that? Let it go, Gemini. Let it go. You got to heal that. The fact that you coming out like that, you got to heal it. Because like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that there's people from my past, because I don't want to be with anybody from my past either. But I'm not angry about it. I'm just like, if it's one of those people, and I know it's not. Because I don't know. I just know intuitively that it's not. I know who it is because I know who my person is. But anyway, even before then, if it had been somebody from the past, I would have been like, thanks, but no thanks or whatever, after seeing how they would act. Okay. But like I said, you just can't shut that down and just be like, oh no, because the past doesn't always mean past romantic. It could just mean the past, somebody you fucking knew in the past. And I'm like, you can't tell me, Gemini, that every friendship you've ever had has been horrible. You can't tell me everything you've been in with every person in this lifetime has been bad. Okay? So like I said, it could just be that very person that you don't even think. That could be who it is you end up with. Or who ends up coming towards you. Let me say that. But all I'm saying is just keep an open mind. Let the person come towards you first and then decide what you want to do. Okay? And then don't get mad at me, because I'm just giving you the message that spirit is giving you. Okay? And so I'm telling you this because I don't want you to shoot yourself in the damn foot and then you go off somewhere and then be like, damn, I really should have tried to give that person a chance. Because 9 times out of 10, it's probably not somebody you were romantically involved with, unless maybe it was something where it didn't come to anything. Or because I don't honestly think somebody that really, really hurt you badly, I don't think that spirit will put you back with somebody like that, because it's 8 billion people on the planet. You don't think spirit can't find somebody else? Okay, so let's move forward. So like I said, we got this card came out. I don't know why I picked up this deck and why this card fell out, but we've got hiding the truth here. Okay, I feel like, again, this is a double thing where, we know the twin hides the truth, doesn't tell you the truth. I feel like, this new person is doing the same thing because it's not time for them to come in yet. When it's time for them to come in, you're going to find out. Okay. And stop trying to look for who it is. Some of y'all are like, oh, I'm looking for this person. You're not supposed to look for them. They supposed to pop up when it's time for you to pop up. Like my person, I know who my person is because spirit showed me my person. I didn't go looking for him. They showed me when it was time for me to know. And the reason why they do this is because you trying to interject your stuff into the stuff, you could mess something up. So that's why I said, just take your hands off the wheel, Gemini. Leave it alone. Let spirit do what spirit does. Spirit is your spiritual team for a reason. So let's give them a little trust, okay? Like I said, if you trust in yourself in the past and it hadn't worked out all this time, now it's time to put a little trust in spirit and let spirit do it, okay? All right. Anyway, when it comes to the outcome, we got the Five of Wands showing up here. It's talking about conflict and competition. I feel like, for some of you, you may have more than one option. It may be the soulmate. Some of you may have a lot of different people come at you, but this is about you using your discernment and realizing who the person is that treats you the best, that makes you feel the best, that is giving you all the feels, and just like I said, treating you the way you deserve to be treated, or the way you've always wanted to be treated. Because we know the twin's going to be one. We know the soulmate's going to be in there too. And I feel like the soulmate is going to stand out among all the other people. And then you might have some people that want to come in here, and that's what I hear in my head: hit it and quit it. You may find some people that may find you attractive and want to just lay with you, okay? And not have a actual relationship with you. So that's part of the reason you need to use discernment as well, because you don't want to go back through that again. Because I feel like most of you that watch this channel, you're looking for an actual relationship. And so in order to do that, that's why spirit is telling you to go slow. Because a lot of times when you go fast, you put the cart before the horse. You done fell in the bed with this person, and you don't know their middle name, you don't know their fucking favorite color. Okay? And I'm saying all of this to say that is what going slow is about getting to know the person, like their essence and their soul and their personality, and not just what kind of moves they got in the bed. Okay? All right. Let's clarify. This reading is cracking me up. Okay. Okay, so we've got the isolated card showing here. This, I feel like, is you. I told you, that's what I keep getting. You shut yourself down. You really not trying to deal with nobody, is what I feel like. I feel like, a lot of you may just be waiting on this soulmate to show up, okay? Then we've got the self-deception card showing up here. Let me see what this is about. Hold on. Self-deception, please, spirit. Okay, so we've got, to clarify, the self-deception card, soul mirroring, exposing and revealing it all, and then setting clear boundaries. Okay, so hold on. Self-deception. Yeah, I feel like this is the twin here, showing up and just still sitting in that energy of not wanting to come to Jesus and tell you how they feel, but I feel like they're going to pop up. That's why they're showing up here in this under this conflict and competition card here, because they're going to be one of the people that come towards you. But like I said, you have to ask yourself, why the fuck you wait all this time and then you wait until I'm with somebody? You done had ample chances to come and try to rectify the situation, take responsibility, so on and so forth. But you wait until, I'm down the damn street with the new person, and then you want to come in and try to fix shit. So for your person, the new person, we've got the patience card. So spirit is telling you both. I feel like this new person, I told you, they are like a boss. So this person is very good. They're very skilled at being patient. Okay. Because if they weren't, I'm pretty sure they would have probably tried to show their face by now, or show you their hand by now, if the time is not right for the two of you to be together. Okay. So this soulmate is very patient, and I feel like this is spirit telling you need to mirror this energy and be patient as well. Because like I said, if you in the comments screaming and hollering about somebody from the past, you have not forgiven that person. You have not healed that. And remember, I always tell you, when you keep telling me about these old people and stuff like that, and you coming hard and strong in the comments, that's telling me you ain't healed it. You have not fully healed it, because Think about when you hear me talk about talk about my twin. Do you hear me getting wild? Do you hear me? Oh, that motherfucker! Wow! Do you hear me talking about them like that? No, because I've healed it. I don't have those types of feelings for them anymore, and I've forgiven them for what they did. Yeah, I ain't gonna sit here and say sometimes spirit tells me something about the person, and I'm not like, oh, that's crazy, right? But you'll never hear me, oh, that motherfucker, wow, because I've I've dealt with it. Okay. And so if you still coming out in that energy about anybody, Gemini, you need to fucking heal it. Let's be honest. You need to heal it. Okay. And when you wondering where your person is and why they haven't shown their face yet, ask yourself, are you holding on to any residual anger about anybody from the past? It don't just have to be the twin. It could be anybody. And if the answer is yes, that's something else you need to work on. Okay. All right. So now we're going to get some messages from Spirit. See what Spirit wants to tell you. I don't know what it is about me being here. I'm in Las Vegas, and every one of the damn readings I do, I was like, oh, it's only going to be like 20, 30 minutes. We at over 46 minutes now. Because I guess Spirit is like, you just need to take your time and talk to these people. I guess they just saying it's some stuff they want to tell you. And so, we got to talk about it. Okay, so we got fate. This is a destined partnership, okay? Then we've got here and now. It says your true love is already part of your life. Because let me tell you this. Let's talk about this fate card. Spirit is saying, look what it says. It says this is a destined partnership. So what this means is this person is coming in, no matter if it's somebody that you were in a romantic relationship with in the past, whoever this person is, okay? Or if it's just somebody you knew from the past, or if it's somebody old that you knew from the past but you weren't in a relationship with, or if it's a new soulmate. Spirit is letting you know with the fate card that this is destined. This person is coming whether you like it or not. So that's why I tell you, just keep an open mind. Just because you allow somebody to come towards you, it doesn't mean you got to marry them. It don't mean you got to have kids. It don't mean none of that stuff. All it means is that you are just trying to see who it is, and then you make your decision accordingly. Okay. But like I said, you got to heal whatever that stuff is in the past, where you're angry and you're bitter and because like I said, them comments y'all be putting in the thing. I know I keep talking about comments, but there's a reason why I'm telling you about them, because y'all don't understand. I'm an empath just like y'all are, and I can feel the energy coming off of what you writing, just like you talking to me. So that's why I'm saying I can tell the people who need to fucking heal just by what they fucking tell me in the comments. I can just tell you, because just like I told you, some of y'all know I can touch a card and I can feel if it's a card about pain or a card about love or a card about whatever. I can touch it and feel it and tell you what's going on. It's the same thing with them comments. When I read them, I know where you are in your journey. Okay? All right, so we've got the support card coming up. Spirit is saying lean on your inner circle during this time. So your friends and stuff like that, like I said, you don't have to tell them the whole story. Just tell them enough for them, to get their support if that's what you need. All right. Then we've got a second chance. This relationship deserves a second chance. Okay. And we're not talking about your love life. We're not talking about the relationship with the twin. Okay. Because Spirit is not recommending nothing like that at all. All right. Okay. So let's get some messages. Let's get some messages from the new person and see what they say. Because I told you I'm not entertaining the old person unless they come up in the cards. If it's something about them in the cards, I am going to tell you what it is, because it's coming up, because somebody in the collective has to hear it. Okay, so we've got, I'm ready to commit to you 100%. I'm ready. I don't want to fight this anymore. Okay, so I feel like, this person, the new person, is fighting, like trying to hold themselves back, because I told you, they in love with you. And so imagine that somebody in love with you. Imagine how you felt when you was in love with a twin and you wanted to tell them how you felt. And it was like up here, you felt like it was strangling you, and you just needed to tell them how you felt. It's the same thing with this new person. Okay, we've got, don't ever forget that I love you. All right, let's move to these other cards here. I hear that. What is that song? I don't know who sang that song. I can't fight this feeling anymore. Oh gosh. It goes da 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 da. I don't remember who it. Oh, it's an old song. That's what I hear. That's what I hear in my head. Clear as day. Okay, so it says our union is inevitable. Again, Spirit is telling you this person is coming, whether you want them to come or not. Okay, so if you want to run, I mean, it's your thing. You know what I hear? What I hear too, Spirit is funny. I hear if you want to ride the white horse. Spirit be cracking me up. Okay, you got. I take you with me wherever I go. Okay. You deserve to have me at my absolute best, okay? And they deserve to have you at your absolute best, okay? You got somebody who wants to, I hear, bend over backwards to be the best person they can be. So that's why I tell you, get rid of all that bitter shit. Get rid of all that fucking shit. Yeah, people did shit. Yeah, it was fucked up. No, you didn't deserve it. But it was a lesson. Take the lesson as a blessing and move forward. Know that if you heal it and you take your lesson with you, you won't ever have to learn the lesson again. Okay? All right. Yeah, hold on. Okay, so we've got hopeful. It says, I know we will be together again. I hope we can put the past and the bad times behind us and start again. I know that I'm asking a lot of you, but I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I acted so immaturely. Oh, this the twin. I acted so immaturely. Oh, that's the twin. I don't know how that got in there. Okay, then we got expectation. It says, I want to be all that you want me to be. I don't want to disappoint you. I know that you have a lot of expectation from me, and I'm trying to stand for that. But at times I feel so far away from that, and I'm afraid to let you down or disappoint you. So, like I said, this new person, you know, that's what I hear, kind of like walking on eggshells a little bit because they're not wanting to mess this up. Like I said, for them, you're the one for them. And just like when you meet the one for you, you don't want to mess it up. When you see a good thing, you're not wanting to fuck it up. Okay? All right. Let me get a trying to think what else. I'll get some hidden truth oracle cards here. Okay, so we've got I find you so attractive. Then we have I'm becoming a better person. Okay, this person says they can be themselves with you and they want you. Okay, all right, so let's get an oracle card before you go. See what Spirit wants to tell you. But like I said, just keep an open mind, Gemini. Just because you keeping an open mind don't mean you opening yourself up to just let anybody come in and stomp all on you. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying see who it is, because you may be pleasantly surprised. If it's somebody that comes back from your past, you may be pleasantly surprised. Like I said, Spirit is not going to put you, because if Spirit was going to put you through something that where you were going to be hurt and messed up again, they would just let you go back to the twin. They wouldn't have told you nothing about the twin, and they would just let you sit there and let you go over and over again until you decided to get up and walk away from your person. Okay, or walk away from the twin. Okay. All right, so we've got children. It says children are a significant factor in your love life. This may signify the desire for them or someone's inner child needing attention. Okay, so I'm telling y'all, some of y'all got to heal. Y'all still got some stuff to heal. Then we have best part. If life were a movie, being with each other would be the best part. You both bring out the better parts of each other. So like I said, this is going to be somebody that's very inspirational to you. You're going to be very inspirational to them. So just give it a chance. Like I said, Spirit knows better than us, because Spirit can see shit we can't fucking see. All right? Because think about it. Everybody done had a situation, Gemini, where Spirit told you, like I told you with me, with the twin, they told me my twin was going to be acting up and fucked up, and I was going to be left out in the cold. They told me all of this shit before I went into it. And I was like, no, I was like, okay, I hear what y'all saying, but I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, because sometimes people can surprise you. But in this case, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. He did everything they said he was going to do. So I can't be mad at Spirit, because the Spirit told me the damn truth. So think about that. Think about that. We've all had situations like that where Spirit has tried to tell us the right way to go and we didn't listen. So why would you think that in this case Spirit would try to steer you wrong? Okay. All right, Gemini, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look at new love, your soulmate, and see what's going on with you and them in your love life, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below, okay? Let's get started. Okay, here we go. So the overall energy for this week's reading for you, Gemini, is the King of Swords. So this is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This, I feel like, is talking about truth. It's talking about, excuse me, it is talking about you being independent, standing in your power, being all about the truth, and being very discerning about who you let into your energy. Okay, excuse me. Underneath this is the Five of Cups. Okay, this talks about heartbreak, breakup, separation. This could just represent what you and your soulmate have gone through when it comes to past relationships that you've been in. And I feel like this is like devastation. Look at this woman's, how she's covering her face. Look at all of the cups here. Usually in this card, the person is standing with their head down and they're looking at the cups. This person isn't even looking at the cups. Okay, so I feel like what has happened, whatever's been done has already been done. I feel like time has passed, and it's just a situation of, at this point, you and your person are like all in your head about what has happened when it comes to your past and your love life. Okay, yeah. And the two cups that represent Two of Cups for me, they're right here behind you. Okay, but some of you may not even be ready to look up and see that they're there. Okay, that you have a second chance at love. Okay, then we've got the Ace of Swords here. This is talking about communication. It can also speak of truth. I feel like when you and this person, this soulmate, come together, it's going to be all about communication and all about both of you telling each other the truth, you having a fresh start when it comes to those two things. And then with the Four of Swords here, this is coming up for everybody. This is like the mini hermit for me, but I feel like this is Spirit talking about rest, because when I touch this card, I feel exhausted. So there's something going on with you, Gemini, where, you may be working yourself to death. If you're healing, whatever it is you're doing, you're overdoing it. Okay. And so whatever this is you're doing, Spirit is saying you don't have to go balls to the wall all day, every day on it. You have to take breaks. You have to have balance, because that's part of you and your person coming together as well, is them being balanced and you being balanced. Okay. All right. Yeah. Because look, there's a tower coming here with the Scorpio energy, and it's going to be a lot of chaos and destruction, but I feel like this is a good tower because it's tearing down the old foundations of the way you saw love and the way you navigated through love. Okay. All right. So we're going to start by clarifying this King of Swords. King of Swords, please. Okay. King of Swords. Okay. Can you clarify this? Why this, please? Okay. Spirit is saying that for you, this situation is about understanding your self-worth and what it is that you truly deserve when it comes to relationships, okay? When it comes to your person, it's about your person cutting off certain things, cutting off things that no longer serve them in their life, okay? And I feel like it has to do with that last relationship they were in with that other person. Let's see, King of Swords. Yeah, so we've got the partying card showing up here. This is talking about time with friends, having fun, happily single, living in the moment. This is what I feel like Spirit's recommendation is for all of you who have been pushing yourself too hard. Because like I told you, it's not just about the healing. It's not just about, you know, you getting yourself together in other areas of your life. It's also about balance. So you got to have time for work, and you also have to have time for play. You trying to force whatever you're trying to force, or do whatever it is you're trying to do, whatever it is you're doing too much of it. So Spirit is telling you it's time to take a little bit of time off, okay? All right, so this first card here represents where you are currently in the relationship. So we got the Seven of Swords here. The Seven of Swords can talk about, it can talk about deception. It can also speak of, you know, planning. I feel like this is planning, like maybe you're in the planning stage, okay? But it could be deception. It could be self-deception. You may not truly be looking at the situation, truly looking at, you know, the red flags. And I'm not talking about the other person's red flags. I'm talking about your red flags, the things that you need to take a look at. Let's clarify and see what Spirit is saying. Seven of Swords, please. Seven of Swords. Why this? Okay. Hold on 1 second. Seven of Swords. Because I got to get cards for both your side and your person's side. Okay. Okay. This is about, at the end of the day, about love, okay? It's not just, you know, it's about unconditional love, not just unconditional love for another person. It's about unconditional love for yourself first and foremost, okay? This is also about, you know, wholeness. It's saying affection, attraction, selflessness, okay? Just all aspects of love when it comes to, you know, this situation. And it's just about, you know, I feel like you learning to love yourself unconditionally so you can open up to receive unconditional love from other people, okay? All right. When it comes to you, we have two cards showing up, free will and shadow work. So Spirit is saying that shadow work is going to be required. And when I say shadow work, it's the healing. It's what I'm talking about, what we talk about every week, the fact that you need to go back and look at certain things and heal them. And I know y'all don't like for me to say this and that I repeat it, but I'm repeating it because if you want this person, if you want to be in a relationship with them, as I just explained to you, it's going to require balance. And for you to be balanced, you got to be honest with yourself about what is going on in your life, about the patterns and the issues that you have, and you have to work towards them. But also Spirit is saying that you have free will to do whatever it is that you want to do, that it is in no way, you know, are you being forced to do anything, or them, you know, they're not telling you you have to do this. But then Spirit is saying, if you choose not to do it, if you choose to exert your free will and not do it, then don't get upset when you see everybody else with their person, the people that have done their work. Let me say that. When you see the people that have done what they're supposed to do, and you're wondering where your person is, this is why, okay? And also let me tell you this. There is somebody that I read for, and we were talking the other day, and this person was telling me how, you know, they've gone through a lot of stuff. They had the twin flame thing, everything just like y'all did. And this person, it took them 6 years to heal themselves. All right? You can't tell me that ain't motherfucking dedication. Because 6 years, that's a long damn time to be working on yourself. But this person did it. And they're better for it. Because at the end of the day, this is not about, when I tell you to heal yourself and stuff like that, Gemini, this is not about you healing to get somebody. Or at least that is what I'm telling you at the end of the day, it's not about. This is about you. What did we just say it's about? Unconditional love, right? Unconditional love for yourself. Okay? And so it starts with you. You know, again, I'm saying the same thing that I just told Taurus. I hear Michael Jackson, Man in the Mirror, you know, when he talks in that song and sung in that song, he's talking about all these injustices in life, and how he knows that in order to change those things, he has to start with himself. You can't just point and say this and this and this is wrong. You have to look at the things the beliefs that you have and the things you've been entertaining and all this type of stuff if you're wanting to get to this unconditional love. Okay? All right. So when it comes to your person, this person's going to come in and love you to the moon and back. Okay? Y'all going to be having, look, y'all sex life. That's what this tantric sex card is about. This sex life is not going to just be your normal sex life. It's going to be a spiritual experience as well. It's not going to just be about, you know, the normal, you know, hot and passionate and get it and whatever, you know, whatever your experience was. It's not going to be just that. There's a spiritual element to your relationship and also to your sex life. And so Spirit is saying that, you know, this is how this person wants to come in, but you got to be open to receive it. And this right here, this shadow work, and a lot of y'all, you know, not wanting to do it, not doing what you need to do, it's gonna block it. I'm just telling you what they're telling me, okay? But like I said, at the end of the day, you have free will. Okay, so when it comes to your person this week, we have them showing up as the Emperor, Aries energy, and the Knight of Wands. Fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is somebody about their business. This is somebody who, like I tell you all the time, they're a boss. You know, they know how to handle business. I hear that song in my head again by James Brown, Paid the Cost to Be the Boss. And, you know, they're fiery, they're passionate. This is the ultimate protector, you know, sweep you off your feet, male or female, because you know it's some guys, you know, it's some females out there that are like, you better not fuck with my man now. This is my man. And they be ready to fight over anybody messing with their man. And I feel like that is what this is talking about, you know, as well. It's not just a reading for females. We're reading for y'all as well. So with this Emperor energy, your person is gearing up and getting ready to come towards you. Okay? But like I said, it has to, like how y'all are mirroring each other, it has to be a mirror image. What you're expecting from that other person, you have to become that as well. Okay? Let's clarify. Okay, when it comes to you, you are at a crossroads. Not just when it comes to the choice you make for who you want to be in a relationship with. This is also talking about you being at a crossroads as far as in, you know, what your choices are going to be, right? I'm going to show you this card again. So when it comes to your person, this person is gradually working on, you know, doing what they can do to better themselves so that when they come in, the connection will be better, okay? Because of you know, what they can do to elevate it. They're wearing a false persona at this time. They're wearing a mask because I told you a lot of them already know who you are. They're already in love with you, but they are being guided by Spirit to just chill out until the time is right, okay? All right, let me get one more card. Knight of Wands, King of Wands, Knight of Wands. Yeah, see again, wearing a mask. They're hiding their true feelings. You know, they're pretending because that's what they're being guided to do intuitively. And like I said, until the stars align or whatever needs to happen, okay? All right, so when it comes to the energy between the two of you, we have the Five of Wands showing up here. This can talk about inner and outer conflict. It can also speak of competition. Let me clarify and see what Spirit wants to say. Five of Wands. Hold on one second. Five of Wands. Why that? Okay, so both of you have experienced being backstabbed. That's one of the reasons the Five of Wands is showing up here. You've gone through a lot of heartbreak and pain, a lot of separation and loss, a lot of deceptions and lies, okay? All right, so for you, you were abandoned by the person, the first person that was supposed to be your divine masculine, okay? But that's as far as we're going to go when it comes to this. Okay, when it comes to your soulmate, they were in a connection where they were butting heads and arguing with their person. And then we've got the abusive drunken love here. So there was some type of abuse. Hopefully it was not physical. And, you know, one or the, you know, the both of them, you know, may have been drinking, okay, with this drinking card here. Let's clear it. Okay, yeah, because like I told you, a lot of times this is like, I feel like the fallout from what has happened between you and your, I mean, not you and your person, but just the soulmate and their ex-person. Because like I said, their relationship was just as tumultuous as your relationship was with the other person, okay? All right, so when it comes to what is in your power to change, Gemini, we got the devil showing up here. This is Capricorn energy, and Spirit is saying it is within your power to change your toxic traits, because everybody got toxic traits. It's not just the other person. You have certain ones as well. We all have them. And it's not something, like I said, that you're consciously trying to have or trying to use or so on and so forth. But when you, it's like you, what do they say? When you lie down with dogs, you get up with fleas. So you've been through a lot of abusive situations, okay? And so you can't go through those types of things and think you're going to come out unscathed. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying with this card, is that a lot of things have rubbed off on you. What do they call it? By osmosis, like by you being like in the vicinity of toxic people, okay? That's why they tell you, what do they say? What's that saying? Show me the 5 people closest to you and I'll show you who you are, or I'll tell you who you are. So it's like, how do I explain this? It's just like the people that you've surrounded yourself with in the past. A lot of this was unknowingly. You didn't realize that these people were leeches, that they were narcs, that they were, you know, abusive, all these things until after some time had passed. But because of your association with these people, and like I said, not knowing, going into the situation, not knowing they were a certain way, or when you did realize they were a certain way, trying to help them, not realizing that certain people, like the toxic people, a lot of toxic people, you just can't help them. They just are who they are, and they got to work that shit out for themselves, okay? If it can be worked out, okay? Like I said, you know, you lay down with the dogs and you got up with the fleas, and these things are things that need to be taken care of, okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, can I have another card besides this, Spirit, please, Spirit? Ooh, okay, hang on. All right, this is what Spirit is giving me, so we got to go with it, and then after that, I'm going to pull some more cards. So you have inner childhood wounding that needs to be dealt with. That's what part of this is showing up, a toxic thing, okay? And like I said, if this is inner childhood wounds, know that this was something that happened in childhood, and I get what you're saying. It wasn't your fault that you absorbed the things that you absorbed, but once you become an adult, it is your responsibility to take care of yourself and make sure, you know, you're in a healthy and receptive situation, or a healthy and receptive energy to be able to let in the type of love that you want to have, okay? All right, so this other person, cuffed, controlling lover, you know who this is. They're in their feelings, and they want forgiveness, but we're gonna throw this to the side. We're not gonna entertain it, okay? All right, let me pull some more cards. Devil Spirit. This new person is going to love the way you smell. And I'm not talking about perfume. I'm talking about your body scent. They're going to love the way you smell, okay? And they're going to be in this positive space, this positive energy here, you know, and always be searching for clarity or using clarity to find out how to work together better, to make the relationship better. This person is always going to be striving for the two of you to have a better relationship, doing their part, doing whatever they can, okay? Okay, when it comes to what is not in your power to change, the Judgment card, this Scorpio energy, Spirit is saying this second chance, this new person coming into your life, the soulmate, you know, you don't have any power over this person coming into your life, like when and how they come in. You don't have anything to do with that. The only thing you're supposed to be doing is making sure you're prepared if you want to receive this person, okay? All right, let's clarify. Judgment. Okay, so you have soul tribe that are coming in. It's not just this new person. It's not just the soulmate. There will be other soulmates, other soul tribe members, like friends and things like this. Your true family that's coming in. They may be coming in around the springtime. Okay. All right. Then we have your person recognizing that you are their divine feminine, and that this is going to be a relationship where there is equal love. Okay. This is the information that they're being given intuitively by Spirit. Okay. All right. Yeah. So both of you were in karmic relationships, you know, dealing with resentments and triggers, and Spirit is saying, you know, it's time to let that stuff go, because you're transforming, you know, rising up like a phoenix to have a new phase in your love life, and, you know, to have renewal and growth when it comes to your love life. Okay. All right. When it comes to what action, this last card is talking about what action is in your highest interest. We have the 10 of Wands. This is Spirit telling you to deal with your burdens. Okay. Because some of you been carrying around this shit almost since inception, almost since then. Okay. Because like I said, for a lot of you, it stems from your childhood. Okay. So I tell you, how bad do you want it is what Spirit is saying with this card. And if you want it, this is serious for you. You have to stay the course and work on this. But I'm not telling you to go balls to the wall every day and overdo it. Just work on it a little bit every day. That's why we talk about it like this. This is not something, because you don't want to wait months on down the line, and then at the last minute, you running around like a chicken with the head cut off trying to fix this, when you could have been working on it a little bit every day until it was done. Because that's what I tried to do, everything like that. You know, because I like to get it over with. So I like to just go and do it. And Spirit was like, you're trying to do too much. They were just saying, go through what we telling you to go through. Excuse me. Clarification burp. You're go through everything that we're telling you to go through once every day. And you keep doing it every day, you're going to get to the point to where you've accomplished what it is you're setting out to do. So this is not supposed to be something that's overwhelming, where you feel like you can't do it. You don't know, you know, how to do it, and all this kind of stuff is not supposed to be like that. This is supposed to be something like what do they say? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. That's what Spirit is saying. So you take one step at a time and progress through it until you get to where you need to be. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Yeah. This is a situation where you're going into a relationship where there is extreme devotion on both sides, and where both of you are reinventing yourselves. Okay? Hold on. Yeah. This new person is fantasizing about you on a regular basis, okay? In the 5D. All right? So like I said, the two of you are already together in the 5D. It's about you aligning so that you can come together in the 3D. But alignment, hold on. The price of alignment shadow work, okay? All right, yeah. So you and this person are going to be dating. This is about you getting back out there. You're going to meet, you know, your new person. Some of you may be dating online. You may meet them online, okay? All right, so now let's get some messages from Spirit. See what they want to tell you. Then we'll get some messages from the new person. Like I said, nothing from the old. We're not entertaining any of that. So we've got fear. It says fear is creating a delay in the forward progression of this partnership. So, you know, like I said, I know y'all got hurt. I know that, you know, this is difficult to get back on this, you know, get back in the saddle after this has happened. But that's why you heal, because the healing is going to dissipate this fear. Okay. All right. Then we have sorrow, sadness, and regrets. And regrets dwell in someone's heart. I feel like these two cards are on both sides. Okay. This is, okay, let me tell you this. Let me explain something to you about healing. It's supposed to feel uncomfortable because you are changing the essence of who you are. You're changing that, okay? So in order for you to do that, you have to get uncomfortable. You gonna feel bad because you going back to shit that didn't feel good to begin with. That's why you suppressed it, okay? But the thing is, once you let it out and you've healed it, it's gone for good. It's not gonna come back up again, and it's not gonna be there in your energy for anybody else to come up and trigger you and pull it out of you, okay? Because that's what this is. That's the whole point. The people that have done things to you in your past, Gemini, would never have been able to do that if the pain wasn't already there, is what Spirit is trying to tell you, okay? And I'm not saying you put it there. I'm not saying that, you know, it's your fault, but your subconscious mind has formed certain limiting beliefs in order to protect you. And when it does that, a lot of times it's shit that don't make no damn sense. And it's things that end up hindering you instead of helping you. Okay. All right. So let's get the messages. Okay, so we've got, even though we are so different, I feel connected to you. I can't help mentioning you to my close friends or family members. I feel like, you know, you and this person are going to come from different backgrounds. Like I said, a lot of you are going to be of different races, okay? There are people in the comments that are confirming this, because that's why that soulmate card shows up a lot of times. And it's, you know, the female is one race and the male is another. Then we've got, you inspire me so much. You are my muse. And then we have, sometimes when I'm busy, I pause to think of you, and it's like a breath of fresh air. All right. Okay, let's get some more. Okay, we've got, I daydream about a life with you. I'm starting to understand our connection. I want to tell you how I feel. You inspire me. And then I wish I could share my good news with you. Okay? All right. Let's get one more stack, and then we'll get some oracle cards, romance oracle cards. Ooh, all these cards coming out here. I forgot I had these with these. Okay, it says, the heat between us is intense. Okay. Then we have, this person is obsessed with you. And we have, it's dark without you. Okay. All right. So like I said, this person wants to be with you just as much as you want to be with them. It's not a thing where, you know, they're hanging out, chilling, and you know, you're the only one that's feeling uncomfortable in this situation or feeling impatient. So we've got, I'm stuck in visions of us together. Okay. Let me get these. Okay, we've got, I'm on guard because you could crush me at any moment. This person says they need to be with you. They're always talking about you to their friends. Okay, and then they've got your love makes them better. Okay. All right, so let's get these oracle cards before I let you go. Okay, so we have 3 that fell. We have accountability. It says someone needs to take accountability for their actions. It may be you, your partner, or both of you. Acknowledging the effect of your behaviors allows you to move forward. So some of you could have had like a false start with this soulmate. You could have tried to come together or something like that, and something happened. That's the only reason I can think that this accountability card is coming up. Okay. Then we have control issues. By trying to control this situation, you'll only slow down your answered prayers. Let the divine take the lead. Everybody's getting this card, okay? Everybody's impatient. Everybody's champing at the bit to be with their person. But I'm telling you, I've been in many divine timing situations. And I'm telling you, if spirit is telling you that they in control of this and you need to let it go, you got to leave it alone. Because I'm telling you, you don't want to go head to head with spirit, okay? Because you really will be looking at everybody else with their person if you try to take control of this and you know, act like, you know, you got this and spirit can't do anything. Because I'm telling you, if we were good at what we were doing, none of us would be on this channel. You wouldn't even know who I was. I wouldn't know who you were, okay? Then we've got best part. Spirit is saying if life were a movie, being with each other would be the best part. You both bring out the better parts of each other. That's the type of relationship this is going to be. Like I told you, you're going to inspire each other to be the best you can be. Okay? All right, Gemini, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we're going to take a look further into your relationship with your soulmate by looking at 2 perspectives on the connection, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go, Gemini. Overall energy for this week's reading is the Strength card. This is Leo energy. It is talking about, you know, believing in yourself, you know, building up courage, building up inner strength in order to enter into this new connection with this new person, okay? Underneath this is the 5 of Cups. This talks about heartbreak, breakup, separation. You have gone through a lot when it comes to your relationships, and I feel like your person has as well. And this is about you, you know, you're crying over the spilled milk, but this is about you getting up and dusting yourself off and, you know, trying again. I hear Aaliyah in my head. If at first you don't succeed, okay? Try again is the name of the song. Then we've got the 5 of Pentacles showing up here. This can talk about a financial issue. It can also speak of you, like you feeling left out in the cold when it comes to relationships, feeling, you know, being breadcrumbed, being ghosted, you know, being just, you know, entering into things with people that you think are going to last, and then they end up abandoning you, is what I feel like with this Five of Pentacles, okay? And with the Six of Swords, I feel like you're moving forward. You're coming out of a turbulent time into a more calmer time frame where, you know, you can do your healing and prepare for this union with this new person, okay? All right, so we're going to start by clarifying the Strength card. Okay, so when it comes to your person, they may actually have children, or this could talk about them having inner childhood wounding, okay? So your person is working on, I feel like, their inner childhood wounding, and, you know, they have a lot of hopes and wishes for this connection, okay? When it comes to you, we have 3 cards that fell. We have the Release card, which is talking about, Spirit is saying, you know, it's time for you to release the things that are no longer serving you, the things that are holding you back, that are keeping you from having a happy and healthy relationship. Then we have the Dark Night of the Soul coming up here. So some of you may be going through this. I call it D-knots. When you hear me say D-knots, that's what I'm talking about. Dark Night of the Soul is like a spiritual depression. For those of you that are going through this, I have already spoken to one person in the comments that has you know, clarified, you know, has pretty much let me know that they are actually going through the Dark Night of the Soul. My heart goes out to all of you that are going through this, because I've been through it a couple of times and it's no fun, okay? And then we also have this Victim card here. Okay, so what Spirit is telling you is it's time for you to stop sitting in this victim mentality, all right? Yes, things are happening to you. Yes, people are doing things to you, but it is also in response to your subconscious mind, the limiting beliefs you have in your subconscious mind, okay? That is what I tell y'all when y'all identify with stuff. Like, for instance, there is someone that comes into my comments on a regular basis, and they continually identify as someone who is alone, someone who, you know, has been alone for like a whole long time, and they say all these things, and I'm like, this is why nothing has changed, is because every time you tell this story, you perpetuate it. So this is about y'all stopping that shit, okay? Because you know I'm about to go off when I see this kind of stuff. I understand what it feels like to be in this energy, but at some point, Gemini, you got to take responsibility for your part in the situation, okay? No one sits up and says consciously that they want to be abused. I'm not saying that that's what you're doing, but what I am saying is that if you clean up the shit you need to clean up, you will not be sitting in this energy. You take responsibility for what you're doing. Okay, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying what, okay, let me back it up, because I can hear y'all ready. Y'all keyboard people, your keyboard warriors ready to get at me in the comments. You went through a tumultuous period with this twin, right? I will in no way take this person's side, the twin side, and say that you were, you know, that what happened to you, and you know, and take, you know, not say that this other person has to take responsibility for what they did, because what they did was fucked up. But what I'm trying to tell you is that how you identify has a lot to do with everything you experience in this lifetime. And a lot of people, either if they understand this intellectually, they don't put it into practice. It doesn't matter how much you understand something intellectually if you don't practice it, okay? It's about how you refer. Like I told you, some of the people in the comments, and this is in no way to trash anybody in the comments. It's the stories that you tell. And I appreciate y'all telling the stories, but I'm like, if you tell it one time and then don't talk about it anymore. Don't tell yourself this shit. Don't go out and tell other people this stuff, because every time you tell it, you sit further in it. So anytime you say the words I am, and you put some stuff behind it, that is what you're going to see from the universe. That's what the universe is going to show you in the 3D. So if you say you're this, because I'm not even going to say this word. If you say I am this right here, that's what you're going to get shown. That's what you're going to get treated. That's how you're going to get treated by these people that come into your life. Okay. Like I said, I am not saying that, you know, you are not, you know, that the things that you're experiencing, that they're not messed up, and that, you know, you shouldn't feel a type of way about them. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that If you want your outside to change, you have to start by changing your inside. That is what the Michael Jackson song, The Man in the Mirror, is about, okay? I'm on your side. I'm Team Gemini. I want you to win. That's why I'm telling you the shit I'm telling you. That's why I don't pull no punches, because this is not the type of tarot card channel where I sit and just read the cards. So if that's what you want, then you might have to go find somebody else, because here we find solutions and we do things to change our lives, so that we not sitting here 10, 15, 20 years later still trying to find out about the same thing because we didn't make no changes, okay? If you want your life to change, Gemini, this is what Spirit is saying. You have to stop sitting in this energy. You have to stop seeing yourself like this, because you see yourself like this, everybody else is going to see you this way, okay? If you are tired of being alone, or you're tired of being in fucked up relationships, you got to stop having those limiting beliefs. You got to stop telling yourself that fucking shit. You have to start loving yourself, putting yourself first. And the minute somebody step into your energy, talk about they want to be with you, and they step wrong, and you set your boundary, and this person continues to do what you asked them not to do, you got to cut them loose. You got to be fucking savage. You can't be sitting here talking just to hear your fucking self speak. Just like I'm talking to y'all. I'm not doing it just to hear myself speak. I'm telling you the same stuff I tell you. I tell myself the same thing. I had to learn the same thing that I'm telling you. Okay? If you don't get out of this energy, you're going to continue to experience it. This is why Spirit is telling you to heal, because the things you're thinking, it dictates the way you move. It dictates the way you speak. It dictates the way you act. It dictates all of that stuff. So Spirit is telling you, it's time to let this go. Let the victim mentality go and realize that you are an adult. You have things you need to heal. You need to heal those things and get out of this. Okay? All right, here we go. Moving on. So the first card here is representing how you both represent yourself. So for you, we have the Page of Pentacles. So this is an earth sign, or someone with a lot of earth in their chart, towards Virgo, Capricorn. This is talking about the fact that you're wanting to come forward. You're wanting a love offer for something long-term, stable, and committed. You're being guided by Spirit here, I feel like, with this peacock that's here. Okay? All right, let's clarify. So like I said, don't be getting mad at me. I'm telling you this because I care about y'all. Because if I didn't care about y'all, I would just read the damn cards and just put them down and just be like, well, you just come back next week. But I'm not like that, because I want to learn the damn solutions. I want to know how I can get out of what the hell I'm into right now, so that it can change, right? Because some of y'all been sitting in this same energy for many, many years, and I'm telling you how to stop it. I'm telling you how to stop it, because I did it. That's how I stopped it. Was by changing how my identity, how I identified the stories that I was telling, all that kind of stuff. So you have to watch what you say, because you are pretty much dictating your life by what you say. Let me give you an example. Haven't any of y'all ever said something and then seconds later exactly what you said happened? That is the universe letting you know that what you're saying is dictating what is happening in your life. So if you want it to change, and I get it, when you have all these people acting crazy and you just like, what the fuck is going on? But it is because something has happened to you in the past where your subconscious mind has accepted it as fact, and accepted it that because it happened once or twice or three times, that's the status quo. That's what's going to continue to happen to you for the rest of your life until you change it. So that's why I tell you this every week. I talk about the healing. I drill it over and over and over again, and people will say, oh, you're repeating yourself. And I'm like, yes, because you repeat yourself every day when you tell yourself that fucked up story where you sitting in this energy. You're doing the same thing. You're hypnotizing yourself when you tell yourself this over and over again. If you say you're alone, and you say every time you talk about your life, you say you're alone, you're perpetuating this. You're perpetuating being alone. You're perpetuating being in the same situations. If you want it to be different, this, like I said, it sounds like it don't make no sense. It sounds like it's counterintuitive, but I'm telling you what you have to do. For instance, if you want to love yourself, you have to start telling yourself you love yourself. You can't just tell yourself one time and think that's going to soak in and that's going to be it. You've been telling yourself the opposite, or whatever the hell it is you've been telling yourself for many, many years. So you have to start to undo the damage. And so by doing that, it's repetition. That's why a lot of these readings, I will tell you similar stuff, because I'm trying to drive it into your mind, drive it home to your subconscious mind,
so that you can get the results that you wanna get. You have to surround yourself with the things that you're wanting to happen. Okay? So if you want to get out of this energy, you got to stop hanging around people who sit in this type of energy. If you want to get out of this energy, you got to stop watching things that perpetuate this energy. If you want to get out of this energy, like I say, you got to stop telling yourself shit that amounts to this energy. Okay? All right. So when it comes to clarifying the Page of Pentacles, we have the tribe card, and the answer is yes. So Spirit is telling you, you are about to get a long-term, stable, and committed relationships, and it's not just romantic. You have your soul tribe coming towards you now. That's what Spirit is telling you with this. The answer is yes. That it's not just a love relationship. You're going to have your real family, the people that understand you, the people that you can, you can talk about something and they know exactly what you're talking about. You don't have to explain yourself, right? Because I feel like a lot of y'all been wasting your lives explaining yourself to people who fucking don't get you, okay? And this is about the people who really and truly understand you now coming into your life and giving you that love and that support that you've always wanted, okay? All right, so when it comes to your person, okay, this is how your person sees themselves. And we got the devil showing up here. So this is Capricorn energy. This could just talk about, I feel like this is talking about the energy that this person sits in as far as like the passion towards you. This could talk about a possible addiction. Let me clarify and see what Spirit wants to say about it. Like I said, if I didn't tell you, the devil is Capricorn energy. I think I did say that. Okay, so we got the love card and the forgiveness card. Okay, so like I told you, your person has been through it just like everybody else. Okay, they may feel chained to the things that they've gone through, or whatever it is that they do in order to deal with the things that they've gone through. Like I tell you, drinking, eating, going to the gym, whatever it is. Okay, so we've got the love card coming up here, which is Spirit saying that this person is in love with you, as I always tell you. And then we have the forgiveness card. So this is about them, I feel like, forgiving themselves and forgiving the people who have mistreated them. And this is the same thing that Spirit is asking you to do, to be in a state of love and to forgive those who have messed with you. Okay, because that's gonna help to get you out of this energy. Okay, because it's not a thing. It looks like it. Okay, when it solidifies itself in your mind, it looks like everybody is out to get you, but that's not what's really happening. Okay, it's your belief that everybody is out to get you, and so you project a certain energy, and when people step into that energy, that's the only way they can come at you, because it's what you believe. So if you start to believe something different, you're going to get a different outcome. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You got to stop telling these stories, because I used to do the same thing. That's why I'm telling you, when you talk about stuff, start to talk about it the way you want it to be. Like when we sit here and I give you these reads, we're talking about the way this person is going to treat you. Like I said, you got somebody new coming in, start to talk about, that's why I tell y'all, visualize what you want this person, the way you want this person to show up towards you. Sit and talk to yourself. Hell, ain't nothing wrong with that. We all talk to ourselves when ain't nobody here. We try to act like we don't, and we try to act like that's something crazy that people do, but everybody talks to them they fucking selves. So don't come in the comments telling me no bullshit, because I know you do, because I talk to myself and I will scream it loud and proud. I do it all the time. So I'm telling you, sit down and talk to yourself and tell yourself what you want to happen in this new connection, how you want to show up, how you want to get out of this victim energy and be the best Gemini you can be. That's what this is about at the end of the day, about you stepping into this new timeline so you can have this new person come into your life. Because if I'm telling you, I keep telling y'all, this situation is not above your soulmate coming in acting a damn fool because you have not healed yourself. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you don't do it, Spirit will put you in a situation to where this person will trigger you, so you will have to heal it. So that's why I'm telling you, just go ahead and do it, and just give into it and just let it go and do what you got to do. Okay. All right. So the next card here represents how you and this person see each other. So you see this person. Hold on, not that one. Yeah. How you and this person see each other. So you see this person as a second chance at love with the Judgment card. Okay, this is Scorpio energy. So you may have Scorpio placements, or your person may have. Okay, so you and this person, I say this all the time, you and this person are together in the 5D already, okay? It's just time, we were just waiting for this connection to manifest in the 3D, okay? So we've got the union card showing up here. Like I said, there's going to be soul recognition. Like a lot of y'all keep asking me how you're going to notice is this person. Pay attention to the way you feel, and then pay attention to the way this person treats you. If they treat you well, okay, and they all about you, all right, and you can tell that it's not a thing where they're trying to, you know, like I said, you got to give a person a chance. Like, you know, it's not a thing where they're trying to love bomb you or whatever. This person is already in love with you. So if they tell you that they're in love with you, accept it. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't you realize the life we live in is not a normal life? Because if it was the normal life, we probably wouldn't even be on this channel. I probably wouldn't even be reading nothing about twin flames, okay? The fact that you had somebody come in before that you fell in love with and you didn't even fucking know this person from Adam. Why, how come you can't believe it could happen again? See, that's what I'm telling you. It's the self-sabotage. It's the shit you believe that you have not changed. It's what you believe is going to happen. So if you believe in true love, you believe that despite all of this shit you've been through, you can still be in a loving relationship and you can still be in union with somebody, then that's what's going to happen. But if you believe otherwise, like you've been too injured, you've been through too much shit, you've been hurt too many times, and you don't want to be in a connection, then that's what's going to happen. It's whatever. Like I said, the universe doesn't care one way or the other. They're just doing whatever it is that your dominant thoughts are about the connection, about the situation, about your connection. So if you have dominant thoughts about relationships, that relationships are shit, people treat you like shit, you know, you never get what you want, that's what's going to happen. Until you start to tell yourself something different, you're going to always experience the same shit. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. You got to stop doing that. You are shooting yourself in the foot. You're cutting your nose off to spite your face. Because, you know, and some of y'all, like I said, I feel like for some of y'all, it may be a situation to where you may have gotten used to being in you know, it being negative and never being positive till that's what you expect. And you just assume that that's what it's always going to be. But you have to make a change. It's not going to be, you know, you can sit here all day long and expect that, like, for instance, you can sit here all day long and expect that twin to change. And that twin's not going to change until you come in a different energy and be on your own and worry about you and move on. That's when they're going to be trying to fix it. That's when they're going to be trying to be different and all that kind of stuff. When they see your absence, okay? You can't change other people. You can only change yourself. That's the whole thing about this. We want to change those people on the outside, because I was like that too. I'm telling you the same thing I'm telling you. I've been through this as well myself, okay? So you sit and you're like, oh, why this person do this? Why this happening? I just don't understand this and that, this and that, this and that. And then when I started to make changes myself, that's when people started to change. That it didn't happen until I started to deal with me, okay? Because it's about you at the end of the day. It's not about the other people, okay? And I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but you know, we don't fucking sugarcoat at Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. Either you can deal with what I'm saying or you can't, you know? Because you got to understand, those of you that understand me and understand what I'm saying, you understand the place it's coming from, and you understand that I am not attacking you. I am attacking what you're doing. That's what I'm attacking. I'm attacking the problem, not you. How you need to be in a relationship with somebody, you got to attack the problem and not the person. But I'm trying to give you a shake and wake you up, Gemini, and make you understand that this is not going to get you anywhere in this lifetime. Because if it were, right, we wouldn't know each other, right? Like I told you, just like I tell you, if all of us had a good picker and we knew how to pick people, we wouldn't be sitting here talking about this. We would be booed up with our person, right? So that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's nothing wrong with having a problem or an issue in an area of your life. But when it becomes a problem is when you want to turn a blind eye. You don't want to look at what's really going on, but you're expecting shit to change. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? All right, let's move on. So when it comes to your person and how your person sees, how your person sees you, we have the Chariot. This is Cancerian energy. This is talking about your person seeing you as someone who, you know, who is successful, someone who overcomes issues. Like I said, I feel like this person has been observing you. They've been watching you to see how you've been handling your situation. I feel like they understand that you have gotten out of something with somebody, and I feel like they're very proud of you and they admire you for the way that you've handled this situation, okay? But you have to, if you want the changes that you're making to stick, your whole identity has to change. You can't be the old Gemini and be trying to have new experiences. It don't work like that, okay? That's why you'll hear about a lot of people say they tried to manifest something and then it came, but then they couldn't hang on to it. That's why, because they're still trying to hang on to a new experience as the old person, identifying as the old person. So you gotta cut that out. You have to become the new person. You gotta think new thoughts. You gotta make new moves. You gotta take new actions. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay. Good. Okay. So when it comes to your person, we've got the disconnect and relax card, which is like the Four of Swords for me. And the loyalty card. Okay, like I told you, this person's gonna come in, they're gonna give you loyalty, they're gonna give you devotion, this person's gonna adore you, but they're gonna expect the same thing in return. With the disconnect and relax card, I feel like this is them using this energy to heal whatever it is that they need to heal, so that they can come in, they want to come in the right way. They want to be the best possible person they can be in this connection because they want it to work. And so you gotta give it the same, what do you call it? Give it the college try. Give it the same college try. If that's what you're wanting, you're wanting this to work out with this person as well. Okay. All right. So this next card represents how you feel about the relationship. So we've got the Sun. This is Leo energy. This is a beautiful card to see. You feel like this is going to be a relationship that makes you happy. This is the soulmate card again. It is also talking about, this person's going to sit at the center of your world and vice versa. You're going to sit at the center of this person's world. Let's clarify. Okay. So this is about you learning how to surrender when it comes to this situation and take your hands off the wheel. You are not driving this. This is happening in divine timing. Then we have the material world card coming up here. And I feel like this is spirit talking about, some of y'all got to get y'all coin together. Okay. Because this is about you standing in your power, knowing your worth, standing on your own 2 feet, completely taking care of yourself in all areas. Okay. Because you have to not need something in order to get it when you're trying to manifest. You have to not need it. All right. Okay, so when it comes to your person and how your person feels about the relationship, right? We've got the Queen of Swords. So this is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, not Aries, Leo, oh God. This is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So this is your energy, but this is what your person is sitting in, okay? This Queen of Swords is talking about this person having gone through a lot, just like you have with relationships. They are, they may have some suppressed emotions about what has gone on. This person could have been through a divorce. They could be a widower. They may have had, like I said, some type of loss in their family, like a death in the family or something like that, because I've been picking up a lot of that lately. So with this Queen of Swords, this is about your person getting out of that energy. They are guarding their energy because they've been hurt. They've been hurt deeply, just like you have, but they are working on putting that sword down and moving, so that they can move towards you in a positive way. Okay, let's clarify. Yeah, see, this person is they're being patient about this connection because they know everything's happening in divine timing. Like I said, this person is an empath just like you are. They have psychic abilities just like you do. They're listening to their intuition and waiting for the time, the time is right. But look, see the marriage card? This is this person's intentions. They're not here to, blow smoke up your butt or tell you all kinds of crazy stuff and not be able to back it up. This is someone who has every intention of being in a committed relationship with you and it ending in marriage if that's what y'all want, or just a long-term committed relationship if that's what you want. Okay? Because I know everybody doesn't want to get married. All right, so the next card represents what you both want out of the relationship. So we got the Eight of Swords here, okay? This can talk about feeling stuck. I feel like this is talking about you wanting to be released. You want to be in a relationship where you know where you stand and the other person knows where they stand. I feel like, you're tired of people pulling the wool over your eyes and lying to you and not being honest with you, not communicating about what's really going on. So you want a truthful relationship where you can set your boundaries and where your person can set theirs, and the two of you can come together and build on being together for the long term. Okay? All right, let's clarify. Okay, so we have, we got bound and we have the third party. So this is the reason why you've been stuck in the past, okay? Because you've been in connections where you felt trapped with the people that you were with, and the people that you were with were treating you like an option. Like that, there's a card in one of these other decks that says keys on the ring, like many options. I'm sure you've seen it. I'm sure it's come out in your reading before, Gemini. But the third party card, I feel like you're tired of that. You want somebody that just wants you and they're not trying to mess around with nobody else. And that is the type of person that you're bringing in, is somebody that only sees you and they don't see anybody else. Okay? All right. So when it comes to your person, okay, and what they want from the relationship, we have the King of Cups. I mean, not the King of Cups, Knight of Cups. Water sign or someone with a lot of water in their chart, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So they are wanting to come in, all right? They want both of you to lay your cards out on the table, all right? Really be honest, just like you want the honesty. They want the same thing. They want communication. They want both of you to, come forward with your true feelings. So that's why Spirit is telling you, if you love this person, whatever feelings you have for them, when if you fall in love with this person and you want to tell them you love them, tell them you love them. If you want to call them, call them. If you want to do this, do this. Don't hold yourself back in this relationship. You didn't hold yourself back with the twin. So that's why I'm saying, if you can do all these things for somebody who is mistreating you, you can do all these things for somebody who's going to treat you right. That's what I'm saying. Okay? What I'm telling you is, don't get to the finish line, Gemini, and fucking give up. Okay? If you want to have this type of relationship where somebody comes to you, they adore you, they're devoted to you, you are the greatest thing since sliced bread to this person, you have to put yourself out there. Like I tell everybody, love is a risk. I don't care who it's with. I don't care if it's a romantic relationship, if it's your damn mama. I don't care if it's your daddy. I don't care if it's a friend. Love is always a risk. There's always a risk that somebody could hurt your feelings, okay? But you can't look at it from that viewpoint. Remember, I told you, it's about how you identify. If you see, like they say, if you see the glass as half full, it's going to be half full. If you see it as half empty, it's going to be half empty. So if you want this to work out, you have to go into it with the best intentions. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this person is never going to do anything wrong, because but I can tell you that it's not going to be with the intentions of hurting your feelings. It may be a mistake that they make or something like that, but intention is very important. That's the thing for me, okay? Like I said, you can fuck up. I don't have a problem with that, but it's your intention behind it. And if you're somebody that just want to fuck with people, you want to hurt people's feelings, that kind of stuff, that's what I don't like about the twin. They don't give a fuck. They don't care who feelings get hurt as long as they get theirs. And so that is the type of shit that I will not abide. That's the type of shit that I will not fucking tolerate. And so, like I tell y'all, make a list of what is acceptable and what is unacceptable. And when you come together with this person, the two of y'all got to have a conversation with each other and let each other know what you're expecting out of this relationship, so nobody is stepping on the other person's toes. Okay? But like I said, this person wants to come to you with their heart on their sleeve, lay all their cards out on the table and tell you exactly how they feel, and they want you to reciprocate. Okay? Let's clarify. Okay. So we've got withholding, all right, and we have secret. Okay, so this person don't want no secrets and they don't want no withholding. Okay, they want full and complete truth from you, and they're going to give you the full and complete truth when it comes to their feelings and when it comes to everything, because that is how you build an amazing relationship with somebody. You got to find somebody. There has to be somebody in this world that you can be completely open with, because if you can't, what is the point? What is the point? If I got to hold myself back, I can't be who I truly am to you, then what are we doing? I told you, this is about you being your authentic self. And that's what this person is asking for when they tell you, when they're telling you they don't want you to withhold and they don't want you, you know, to come with any secrets. Okay. All right. Okay. So the last card here represents how you see a possible future together. Okay. So we've got the Three of Pentacles showing up for you. This is talking about you saying, you know, that you want collaboration. You see this connection, you know, where the two of you are going to be able to build something together. You're going to be able to compromise. You're going to be able to work together. So you got your mind in the right place, Gemini. That's a beautiful thing to see this. Just like when I saw the Sun card for how you feel about this person. That's the way you got to come. You got to come in that type of spirit. But in order for you to maintain it, as I told you, you gotta be in this new identity, and you have to stay in it. You can't go back to who you used to be. You got to let it go. Okay. Spirit is telling you compromise. There it is. Compromise and letting go of the pride and ego. Okay. This is the second time we've seen peacock show up, because remember the peacock showed up in your other card here when I told you spirit, that bird represented spirit. The second time we seeing a peacock. Okay. So this is about, you know, not being proud, not being too proud to work it out. Seeing this person, like I told you, as your partner and not as the enemy. And like I told you, focusing on what the problem is and working through the problem and not beating up on each other. Okay. All right. So when it comes to your person, the way that they're seeing the possible future is with the Knight of Swords. So this is an air sign or someone with a lot of air in their chart, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. This is talking about this person coming in like out of nowhere, sweeping you off your feet. That's what they want. They want the fairy tale just like you want the fairy tale. Okay. Doesn't matter, man or woman. You know, men like to say, look, they may not tell you that shit, but they like the love just like the women do. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. So this person is healing their heart. They're going to come in and help you finish healing yours. Like just the residue, like I told you, 90 to 95% of the stuff that you healing, you need to heal it yourself. You are responsible for your well-being, nobody else. You are. Even if somebody hurts your feelings, you are responsible for healing it, because you can't, it doesn't make any sense. There's no way somebody else can heal your heart for you like that, is what I'm saying. Like if somebody, like this twin, they did the shit that they did, you have to heal it. Because whatever that is that they triggered in you, it was something that was already there, or they wouldn't have been able to do what they did. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And I'm not saying that it was your fault. I'm saying that they acted the ass that they acted. Okay, you didn't deserve it. I'm not saying that you deserved it, or you know, you made it happen. I'm not saying none of that stuff. What I'm saying is, nobody consciously says, I want to get fucked over in relationships. I want somebody to treat me like this. I want somebody to treat me fucked up. No one says that, but your subconscious mind is like, okay, we've been through this before. The last 10 times or the last 5 times this happened. So we gotta, you know, put a hold on this. We gotta do something to fuck it up so that you know, we protect it. So that I protect my person. This is how your subconscious mind is thinking. It's trying to help you, but it's thinking from the place of a 5-year-old to a 7-year-old child. And so what can a 5 to 7-year-old child do to really help you? It's not the way they try to protect you is not going to make any sense. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. That's why that's why I say you have some of those beliefs. Somebody may have mistreated you or betrayed you, and then all of a sudden your subconscious mind is like, oh, everybody does this. That's the way everybody acts. So I can't trust anybody. See, so when you come out with stuff like that, then that's what the world's going to show you. They're going to bring people that are not trustworthy to go ahead and agree with what it is you're saying, because that's the way this world works. I told you, it may not make no sense, but it's the way that it works. It's what you think and what you believe. That's what you're going to experience. That's why I tell you, you have to start to tell yourself something different if you want a different outcome. Okay. If you want to be loved, you want this person, like I told you, to think you the greatest thing since sliced bread, then hell, you need to think you are. Okay. If you want the person to think you the most beautiful thing it is, then you fucking need to think you are. Okay. Because we ain't worried about nobody else. We talking about you and your person. Okay. So with this person, they are gonna help you with the end of what is going on. Okay. But like I said, they're coming in. The two of you are going to meet each other, but you are responsible for your own healing is what I'm trying to tell you, because that's what this person is doing while the two of you are apart. They are focusing on their healing, the things that happened to them, because what happened to them had nothing to do with you. Just like what happened to you had nothing to do with them. So if you don't heal it, it's like you bringing it in there and you going to be inadvertently, not doing it on purpose, but you're going to be inadvertently taking it out on this person because, you know, because you'll think you won't do it. You'll think you won't do it. You'll tell yourself consciously, no, I won't do that. I won't do that because this don't have nothing to do with them or whatever. But something will happen and this fucking person will do something and it will fucking trigger you. And then the next thing you know, you acting out on that person, the shit that happened in the past. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's all it is a trigger. When it triggers you, it hits you at the right time and the right place in the right way. You're gonna come out. You're gonna come out ready to fucking swing. Not literally, because you have been traumatized. That's why you have to heal these things. That's why Spirit keeps talking about this. That's why it is so important, because you are trying to be a different person, Gemini. And if you're trying to be a different person, it requires you to make different moves, and you have to have different thoughts to back up those moves. It all comes from your thoughts. Okay? All right. Here we go. So let's get some messages from Spirit. Let's see what Spirit wants to tell you about the reading. So like I said, don't be coming at me in the comments trying to tell me, oh, I don't this and I'm taking this twin side, because that's bullshit. Y'all know me better, especially those of you that watch me on a regular basis. You know damn well I have y'all back all the time. Oh. So we've got the Ace of Pentacles showing up here. Okay, it says a windfall of abundance, wise counsel or good fortune, an exciting career opportunity, a lucrative contract, significant purchases like a home or vehicle. Like I told y'all walking away from this twin, you're going to get a lot of, you know, beautiful rewards. Some of you a new home, you may be moving, a new car. You see it's talking about, you know, a career opportunity. So your career may start to blow up. It's going to be a lot of different things. Then we got the Five of Pentacles showing up here. It's showing up again because it showed up in the overall energy card. So this is talking about, it says negative thoughts manifesting into real challenges, fears surrounding money, reach out to others for assistance, and it says poor timing for becoming self-employed. So Spirit is telling you, okay, what I just told you, they're backing up what I just said, that you have to sit in a different energy if you want things to be different. Stop thinking that the negative is going to happen. Just look, some of y'all, the person ain't even came yet, and you done already wrote the fucking story about what's gonna happen in the damn relationship, and it's not positive. You got to stop doing that. You have to look at it. How you have to start asking yourself, how do I want this person to treat me? How do I want to go into this relationship? What way am I going to show up? What way am I expecting them to show up? That's the story that you need to start reviewing in your mind. Because when I talk about my person, that's what I talk about. I don't talk about the fucked up shit, because I don't want nobody coming in fucked up. Okay? So I don't talk about what happened with the other person, because that has nothing to do with them. Okay? I did the healing that I needed to heal. If there's anything else that's been coming up, I've been working on that. But I focus on the positive, how I want them to show up, because nobody's gonna walk up into my energy and be crazy anymore. They don't get a right to, they don't get to do that, because I'm gonna stop it. I'm stopping it in here. Okay? All right. So pay attention to what you're saying. Pay attention to the things that you're telling yourself, because you can, like I said, you can derail yourself without even trying. Like I told you, it's that thing where you say something's gonna happen and then 3 seconds later the fucking shit happens, because spirit and the universe is trying to show you that that's how this world works. Okay? So we've got the wanting card that's coming from the new person. It says, I am feeling the urge to come towards you. I can't help wanting you sexually. Your energy excites and allures me. I want your touch. I'm craving you. Your body turns me on. I just want you right now. Please come home. Okay? All right. Then we have my world. This has been coming out for everybody. So it says, you mean the world to me. Everything revolves around you. I keep you in my mind when I'm making decisions, and I include you in all of my plans. Every action, every dream. I love doing life with you. You mean so much to me. Without you, I feel like nothing. So this person, like I said, they're planning the way they want their lives to go, and they're including you in it. That's why I tell you, think about the way you want stuff to be. This person understands the way manifestation works. Then we have hopeful. It says, I know we will be together again. I hope we can put the past and the bad times behind us and start again. Okay, for some of you, this could be some of y'all, because some of y'all, it ain't everybody. Okay, and if it's not you, then it's not you. Don't take the message. Okay. There are some people that have already had a false start with their soulmate, and so I feel like that's why this card is coming out. It says, I know I'm asking a lot of you, but I hope you can forgive the error of my ways. I acted so immaturely. So for some of you, there is, you have the situation where you and your person kind of stumbled a little bit, but I feel like you can fix it. Okay. All right. So at the bottom of the deck, it says divine timing. It says we are on the journey and the divine dance on the soul plane. It will manifest into the physical world in perfect divine timing. All we have to do is trust and have faith that all will work out beautifully. Okay. All right. All right. Let's get some other messages. Okay, we have, I didn't know what love felt like until you came along. We have, you're my everything. I am grateful that you came into my life. And then I am keeping tabs on you. I told you this person watches you. And then at the bottom of the deck, it says, I miss you more and more every day. All right. Okay. Okay. So let's get some. Oh no, we're not gonna do these. We're gonna do the Romance Angel Oracle cards. We're gonna get some of these before you go. Okay, so we have flirt. It says extend your lighthearted energy to others. Then we have make the effort. It says spirit says great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. All right. So look, this is what I'm trying to tell you, Gemini. You got this. You can do this. You didn't go through all this pain and all this stuff and all this suffering with this person and learn these lessons to be repeating them over and over again. This is supposed to be you stepping into a new timeline. If you stepping into a new timeline, you got to move differently, think differently, act differently. You know, that's what I'm telling you. So there's nothing wrong with having to heal yourself. Everybody's been through stuff. Everybody has things to heal. It doesn't make you a bad person. You've been hurt. You've been hurt. And like I said, I don't want to see y'all walking around upset and angry because you don't have what it is you want in your life. You can have whatever it is you want in this life, Gemini, but you got to do the work. It's not going to come for free. If you want things to change, you have to change, is what I'm trying to tell you. Okay? All right, Gemini, I hope this helped. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Welcome back to Leigh's Intuitive Tarot. My name is Leigh, and today we are going to continue on talking about new love and your soulmate by looking at what's going on with you and them in a spread this week, okay? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there's a link in the description box below. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, here we go. So, overall energy for this week's reading is the Parish card. It is Scorpio energy. It is talking about, a transformation, okay? I feel like you have left a lover behind here, okay? And some of you may still be looking back, because like this woman is looking back at her person. Guys, make it fit. Switch the roles, okay? But there is a transformation that has occurred in your love life, okay? Or it's underway. Then we've got the King of Wands showing up here, fire sign or someone with a lot of fire in their chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This to me speaks of the preparation of you coming together with this, with this new person and them preparing to come together with you. Underneath this is the Chariot card. This is Cancerian energy. It is talking about you overcoming obstacles, overcoming whatever blocks that may be standing in your way, any healing, anything that you have to do, being successful so you can move forward in this connection. And with the Eight of Pentacles, I feel like both you and this new person are willing to put in the work in order to have the type of relationship you want to have, okay? It's going to involve you with the World card, overcoming personal, challenges and opening up new doors and opportunities for yourself, because you are recovering. Both of you are recovering from some type of heartbreak with the Five of Cups, okay? All right, so we're going to start by clarifying the Parish card. Okay. Okay, when it comes to your person, this is a lot of, karma and lessons for them when it comes to this situation. And then they've got the substances affecting your life card. So that is what is the transformation that they're going through right now. Okay, they have lessons that they have to learn, and it is also about some type of substance issue. Okay, they are working on that. When it comes to you, you're showing up with the recognition card. So this is talking about soul recognition, about your soul recognizing your persons and vice versa. All right. Then we also have the thinking card that fell here. Okay, so it's talking about, your person missing you, craving and desiring you. And I feel like you crave and desire this person too. And there is a level of missing them, even though the two of you have not met. Well, you may have met in the 3D, but you have not come together in a relationship yet, or started to date, or formed, any type of activation yet. But I feel like it is because, both of your souls recognize each other. That's why you, even though you may not even know who your person is yet, I feel like you know who they are energetically, and you're missing them, craving them, and desiring them. Okay. All right. So when it comes to the card that we have that represents your love for your person, okay, it doesn't have to be, where you're at now. This could be talking about when you get into a connection with this person. We've got the Moon card. This is Cancer and Pisces energy. This can talk about secrets, and I feel like it could speak of like possibly you holding yourself back emotionally, and Spirit is not recommending that you do that. Like I said, they're telling you to go slowly, but you still need to let this person know how you feel. Okay. We got the dark night of the soul coming up. Some of you are going through the dark night of the soul. I call it D-knots sometimes. So if you hear me say D-knots, that's what I'm talking about. So with the dark night of the soul, like I said, my heart goes out to y'all. I know it is a very scary, a very crazy thing to go through. But when you come out on the other side, there are a lot of rewards. You are going through the transformation. That's why this card is showing up. Okay. It is part of your ascension. Okay. All right. And if for those of you that don't know what dark night of the soul is, this is like a spiritual depression. Okay. You get a lot of the same symptoms that you get with regular depression, but it's spiritual. It's like you don't want to do anything. You just don't care about anything, and you're just going through. It's just a part of your ascension where you're morphing and changing into the new person that you're becoming. Okay. All right. Hold on. So we've got the walking away card showing up here. It's saying walking away isn't failing. It's choosing yourself. When the path no longer serves you, it's time to move on. So I feel like for a lot of you, this could have been what sparked the dark night of the soul, is the fact that you had to walk away from somebody who was mistreating you. Okay. All right. Let me get. So when it comes to your person and what represents their love for you, we've got the Three of Pentacles. So this person wants to come together. They want to build with you. They want compromise, you and this person for both of you to be on the same page when it comes to what you want to build. When it comes to this connection, they want to have teamwork and for the two of you to work together. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Three of Pentacles. Pentacles. Okay. So this person is working to regain control of themselves and of their life. Things may have spiraled out of control because remember, we've got the substances affecting your life card here. I'm just, bringing that back, bringing that to mind so you'll know what what Spirit is talking about when they're talking about regaining control. And then we have the silence card here. It says, oh, excuse me. We have the silence card here. It says frozen, no words, stone wall. So, this could be your person basically silencing,
like giving their ex the silent treatment, okay? Or there could be people in their lives in which they're doing that, or this could be them trying to regain control under the cover of silence, and nobody knows what, what they're doing until now, actually. Okay. All right, let me get this other card here. So we've got, yeah, unspoken feelings. So that's what Spirit is talking about, that the fact that they're holding in their feelings for you right now because they're waiting for Spirit to give them the go ahead. So it says you're not imagining the undercurrent. There's an emotional charge here that no one's fully naming yet. Okay. So this person hasn't, for a lot of you, your person hasn't told you how they, fully told you how they felt yet. For others of you, this is talking about both of you haven't spoken your feelings to each other yet. Okay. Because some of you haven't even met yet. Okay. Or your person may know of you, but you don't know of them. Let me say that. They have not come forward for you to know who they are. Okay. So the next, placement we're going to talk about is, how does your past affect your current relationship, or how will your past affect this connection? I'm doing this for those of you who are already in a connection with your new person, and for those of you who have yet to come forward. So we're talking about both at the same time. So when it comes to how your past affects it, we've got you showing up as the 9 of Cups here and the 4 of Wands. So what Spirit is saying is that, what you went through in the past with these relationships is teaching you how to stand in your power and know your worth. Okay. And to, just be all about you. And then with the 4 of Wands, it's leading you to marriage, commitment, celebration, all of these things with the, stability with the 4 of Wands. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. 9 of Pentacles and the 4 of Wands, please. Yeah. It's about you, having a fresh new start when it comes to your love life. And I feel like in all areas of your life, not just your love life. And then we've got the playing games card showing up here. Is saying they've got game, but is it real? Keep your eyes open and don't fall for surface level charm. So this is Spirit telling you to slow down when you start to meet people, because for some of you, it's not going to just be, this other person who we not even call the TF. Twin flame, for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about. And then this new soulmate. There may be other options, okay? Because like, for instance, Taurus always has a lot of options. So Gemini, you may have a lot as well. And Spirit is telling you to use discernment. And just because somebody walks into your life and is nice to you, that does not mean that is your soulmate. So you need to be listening to your intuition, using your discernment, and you will be getting guidance from Spirit as well, okay, from your spiritual team. Okay, so the next placement or next question we're going to look at is, how does your person's past, your soulmate's past, affect, how is that going to affect the relationship when the two of you come together, or, for those of you who are already currently together. Okay, so what we have showing up is the 7 of Swords, okay, and we've got the Ace of Cups. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is, because of, the deception, the lies, and all the things that your person has gone through, they are trying to put that behind them, okay? And they're planning on how to approach you with this Ace of Cups, with their cup of love, okay? They realize that they've been through a lot, but as I've told you before in the past, this person knows that you're the one, and they're ready to, to move forward when the time comes, okay? But like I said, they're still, focusing on what they need to focus on while the two of you are in separation. Okay, so you left quite an impression on this person. And we have distracted showing up. It says sidetracked, change, delays. So there are delays, okay, in this connection, because like I told you, your person's got some things they need to focus on. And I'm sure there are things that you need to focus on as well, Gemini, okay, because we've had some things come up in the past for you. So if you've gotten through those, Spirit is just telling you to, look at other things that you can be, you can be working on, because this is not you healing just to be in a relationship. It's supposed to be you healing because it's about you, okay? Because you gotta put the focus on yourself first and foremost, okay? All right. Then we have divine timing, our favorite card, right? Showing up. So it's saying things may be slow, may feel slow or uncertain, but the universe is right on time. Love is unfolding exactly when it's meant to. So even though there are delays, Spirit is telling you that everything is on track the way it's supposed to be. Okay. So let me tell you this. This may not resonate with everyone, but for some of you, it could be that your twin is trying to throw a wrench into this, reunion with your soulmate. Okay. And I say reunion because you had a past life with this person, because they're trying to come back into your life any way that they can. So, I've been hearing stuff from Spirit about, spells and all this kind of stuff. And let me say this. I'm woo woo, but I'm not somebody that talks about stuff like that. And I don't even like to watch readings where other readers talk about that. I don't like it. But if I'm saying it, it's because it's coming up in the cards. Okay. So it didn't come up specifically in your reading, but I have to put that out there because it's come up in the past. Okay. So I'm just letting you know there could be some type of stuff being done to try to put the kibosh on you and this person coming together. So just so that you keep that in mind. Okay. All right. Let's move on. Okay. The next placement we're going to talk about is the card that represents your love together right now. Hold on. Okay. So we have the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles showing up here. Okay. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is that you're both recovering from being left out in the cold, left on red, ghosted, all of these things. You're recovering from the trauma, and you will be stepping into, and like I said, the new relationship where everything is, there's stability, there's love, there is, groundedness, all of these things, and, long-term potential. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay, so we got stuck on your side and we have fear on your person's side. So your person's got to work through whatever fears they have left when it comes, but I don't feel like it has to do with you. I feel like it has to do with what happened with that last person they were with, okay? And then for you, stuck, this is talking about limiting beliefs. So whatever ways, whatever stories you're telling yourself that's going against this connection, you got to stop doing that, Gemini, and start to, tell yourself, talk about what it is you want to happen, because that's how you bring stuff about. Okay. Like people that have goals or they have dreams and they accomplish certain things, it's because they dared to believe. Okay. And people, that may sound cheesy, it may sound corny, but it's the truth. This is how the world works. If you want things to go negatively, then continue to speak negatively. But if you're wanting things to start to work out for you, you have to tell a different story, because every time you tell that negative story, you identify with that and it starts to play out exactly the way it is you want it to. Okay. Let me tell you this. I remember I had read this story. I had read this book by Florence Scovel Shinn. She's like the affirmation lady, like back in the day, like back in the, I think the 1800s or whatever. She was one of the pioneers of the affirmations, like saying the affirmations and things like that. So she had this book. I can't remember which one it was that I read. In this book, she tells this story about a woman who, she was rich, right? She was rich. She had all this money. And for some reason, I don't know if she just was going through a period of negativity, or, it was a thing. I don't know. But anyway, she started to say negative shit about herself and about money, and saying how, something about her
going broke and all this kind of shit, and then it ended up happening. So I'm saying all of this to say, I know it's like a reach there, but I'm saying all of this to say, Spirit is giving it to me to talk about, so I'm talking about it. It's what you say to yourself, and then and that's why I repeat a lot when I read. Okay, tarot card readers repeat anyway, but I try to repeat a lot of the things because I want you to pick up what the hell I'm putting down, and to realize that the same way you got to whatever negative experience you're having in whatever area of your life you're having it in, you can use that same thing. You can reverse engineer it and take yourself to where you want to go. Okay. So whereas, the lady was talking about, oh, she was going to go broke. You need to just be like, oh, my money's just getting, just an example. My money's just getting better and better every day. I get more and more money every day. It might not, the first time you say it, you might not see a difference. But if you repeat it to yourself, or every time you think about your money, let me tell you this. Let's talk about this real quick. Okay, so I don't remember where this happened. This was something, because I read a lot of stuff, so sometimes I can't keep up with where I get the story from. But there was something that I read where I had there was this story where this guy, he was in a cab or something like that, and he had like a laptop or something. He lost it in the car. And I remember in the story, he was talking to one of his friends or something like that. And his friend was like, this is what you do. He was like, you can get it back. This is what you do. He was like, every time you think about your laptop, you imagine or talk about somebody bringing it back to you. Oh, it's going to, such and such brought it back to me, or the cab driver brought it back to me, or whatever. Like you pick a story and you start to tell yourself the story. So basically the dude did that. And then some kind of way, the laptop ended up coming back. I've done that many times with things. Like I remember I was in New York City one time and I lost my headphones, the ones that come with the iPhone. I had lost them. And I remembered the last time I had them was in a bathroom at damn Port Authority in New York City. And I don't know, those of you who know about Port Authority know it's like millions of damn people come through Port Authority every day. And I remember thinking, I was like, I'm going to get my headphones back, because I remember that story that I just told you about the guy with the laptop. And I said, if he can get his laptop back, I know I can get my damn headphones back. And every time I thought about him, I was like, oh, I'm going to find him. I'm going to find him. I'm going to find him. And then like not the next day after I lost them, but the day after that, I got like a psychic hit. Like Spirit told me to go back to that bathroom where I was and to talk to the lady that worked there. So I talked to the lady and I say, I lost my headphones. I was like, did anybody turn any headphones in? I said, it's the white iPhone headphones or whatever. And she said, hold on. She went in her little closet or whatever, I guess where they keep the lost and found or whatever, and went right in there and found my damn headphones. So that's why I'm saying all of this to say, you can have whatever outcome you want, but you have to pick a story and fucking stick to it. You can't keep waffling. You can't one day be in love with the soulmate and it's the love of your life and you gonna have this beautiful life with them, and then the next day you on the outs and fuck this and I'm not doing this no more. I'm mad. I'm tired of waiting. You can't keep going back and forth. You got to pick some shit and go with it. I ain't saying when you get upset you shouldn't have your feelings. Yeah, have your feelings. But as soon as you have that feeling and the wave passes, go back to telling the fucking same story you was telling before, because that is what it is. It's that 1 minute if you of two minds about stuff, because they always say that about y'all, right? I don't say that, but I hear that a lot when people talk about Geminis. They say they always can't never make up their mind and all this kind of stuff. And I don't say that, because I feel like that is a disrespectful thing to say about somebody. But it's because y'all the twins. I guess that's why they say that. But what I'm saying is, you got to stop this. You got to stop the swinging. You have to pick something and say, this is what it's going to be. Okay. Regardless of whatever happens in the 3D, this is what it's going to be. Okay. Cause there's another story. I remember where this guy was talking about being in this relationship with this other person. Right. And he said that he was affirming
affirming for this person, wanting to be with this person, right? He said the person even came to his face and told him that he didn't want to be in a relationship with him. But he kept saying it. I want to be with this person. I'm going to be with this person. I'm going to be with this person. And they ended up together. So I'm saying all of this to tell you, I'm giving you all these examples to tell you, stop talking against yourself. That's what I'm telling you about this card. Spirit is giving me all these things in my mind to tell you about, because you don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be like this damn truck in the mud or in whatever. Yeah, this dried out mud or the ground or whatever. You don't have to be like that. You can have what it is that you want, but you got to be disciplined. You have to tell your story. You have to stick to that story. Like I said, have your moment. If you have bad feelings, go ahead and have that moment. But as soon as that moment is over, go back to what you're doing, because at the end of the day, that's how you get what you're supposed, what it is you're wanting to have in this lifetime. And a lot of people, you're doing it, but you're doing it for shit that you don't want. So if you can do it for things that you don't want, why can't you do it for the things that you do? So that's what Spirit is trying to tell you. A lot of this is mindset. It's what you're thinking about. And if you been caught up all your life in not having the type of relationships you want to have, a lot of it is subconscious programming. And once you start to change it, that's how you start to change it, because that's what happens. That's how you learn what you learn. You hear your parents say something over and over again, or you see it play out over and over again, all these types of things. And then after a while, your subconscious mind starts to form an idea about certain things. And then once that happens, it's going to play out like that until you change it. And that's why I tell y'all, it's not your conscious mind. It's not what you're thinking consciously. It's like if you're trying to manifest something, the subconscious mind and the conscious mind have to be aligned. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. And I understand this is a tarot card reading, but this is about you getting what the fuck you want to. And you getting what you want. I don't care if it's a tarot card reading or not. It's manifestation, one-on-one, basically. Okay? All right, let's move on. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we've got, here it goes, feeling trapped, all right? It says, feeling trapped isn't part of the love deal. If there's no key in sight, it may be time to break free. This is about you breaking free of these things that are going on in your mind, okay? Because until you break free of those, life is going to continue to play out in a way that you don't want it to play out, okay? All right, let's see. The next card we're going to look at, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is the card that represents your love relationship with this soulmate in the future. Let's pull the cards for that. Okay, so what fell is the 6 of Wands, and we have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so I feel like in these things, Spirit is talking about, what you're leaving behind and where you're headed towards. So Spirit is telling you, in the future, the two of you are going to be leaving behind burdens. You're going to help each other to let go of things that baggage that you've been carrying around probably since, since the beginning, since you were old enough to pick up baggage. Okay. And then it's also about you, being successful, having recognition, being with the love of your life, being with your dream person, you being with them and them being with you. Okay. All right. Let's clarify. Okay, so your person, will be asking for guidance when they need it. And then we've got the summer card. This is the same card I think that fell for a Taurus. So Spirit is saying that either you're going to come into a committed relationship by summer, or for some of you, you may have met this person this past summer, this year, or for some of you, it could be that the two of you are coming together, we'll be meeting in the summertime. It's just going to be different for all of you. Okay. All right. Then we've got realizations. This is about, epiphanies, understandings, awakenings. Like I said, you having a lot of coming to Jesus moments now because you're ascending. And then we have boundaries. No drawing the line enough. And this is Spirit saying, you got to go into this connection ready to set your boundaries, ready to tell this person, how you want to be loved, basically. Okay.
and them tell you the same thing, so that, you're not starting off butting heads or stepping on each other's toes. Okay. All right. Get this other card. Okay, yeah, because see, you've got a secret admirer. That's what Spirit is telling you. Is they're saying there's someone in your orbit who's totally into you, but they haven't found the nerve to make a move. All right? Okay. Okay, next question is the card that represents outside challenges you're going to need to overcome. Okay? Okay, so we have the Hermit, Virgo energy. We've got the Empress, Taurus, Libra, and we've got the Ten of Pentacles here. So I feel like what Spirit is saying is this is about, again, about the healing, okay? About you, lighting your own path to get to this situation, to get to this energy where you stand in your own power, know your worth with the Empress, and you're more in touch with your softer side, to be able to leave this legacy, to have this legacy, this family, with your significant other, with your soulmate. Okay. All right, let's clarify. So yeah, it's about purging. Spirit is telling you, continue to purge the things you need to purge while you are in this separation period. Okay. And your person is going to continue to walk away from things they need to walk away from. Yeah, see, we've got loss, grief, depression. We know this because, we just talked about you going through the dark night of the soul. All right. And then we've got time. It says waiting, cycles, moments. So this is about just closing out those cycles and going through what you got to go through to be ready when the time comes. Okay. So we've got platonic passion. It says let me show you the card. It says you didn't see it coming, but your heart is waking up to something deeper. The line between friend and lover is starting to get blurry. So it's talking about, you and this person starting off as friends. That's why Spirit keeps saying, just go slowly. Let this, you be friends with this person and allow it to play out, because it is eventually going to play out. Because like I said, y'all have a lot of passion, a lot of attraction towards each other. Okay. All right. So the last placement we're going to look at, or last question, is the cards that represent how you can strengthen your weaknesses as a couple. Okay. Let's see. Okay. So the two cards that fell are the Two of Wands. Okay. And it's the Nine of Swords. So I feel like, Spirit is talking about what you need to do this is about you putting an end to the worry, the nightmares, the sleepless nights, all those things with the Nine of Swords. Nine of Swords. And then with the Two of Wands, I feel like they're talking about distance, like it could be physical, but I feel like it's emotional distance, like opening up and being more intimate. So Spirit is saying, you gotta put an end to the worry. Stop worrying about things. Remember, I told you it's the story you tell. So you have to start, because some of y'all are afraid of third party. You're afraid of other motherfuckers coming in, messing up your stuff, but it's you. You can't give these people power. When you talk about it, talk about somebody doing that, or there being a possibility of that happening. That's what makes it pop up. Hold on. Yeah. See, this is about you keeping yourself balanced. Okay. Because the balance will help with the worry. Because a lot of this shit is learned behavior. You worrying is learned behavior. And then closing yourself off is because you've been hurt. But like I said, you can overcome these things. The Chariot card just fell not too long ago. So Spirit is telling you can overcome whatever blockages you feel like you have. You can overcome them. It may not be easy, but it's not, the most difficult thing in the world. Okay. So we've got the broken card showing up. It says shattered, heartbroken, destroyed. Okay. You can pull yourself up from this. Okay, because both of y'all have had your heart broken more than one time. And I'm not trying to trivialize it or make light of it in any kind of way. But I'm telling you, Gemini, you are stronger than what you think you are. Okay. Then we've got cloudy judgment. It says illusions, unbalanced, distorted. This is, again, is about balance. Okay. Balancing yourself out, realizing that, you know, as you heal yourself, the illusions and, you know, the distorted thinking will come, you know, come away. You're going to feel a certain kind of way. You're going to be jaded. You're going to have cloudy judgment after you go through hard things. But as you heal yourself, you will come out of it. Okay. All right. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Look, you know they had to come up, right? You know, they couldn't take it. They had to show up, but we going to throw that to the side. So you got somebody new coming, someone unexpected soon. Someone unexpected could soon shift your perspective on love. You're not done discovering what your heart is capable of. Okay. It's when I feel like it's when you've gone through the most shit. That's when the surprises, the beautiful things come. Okay. And so you just don't give up, Gemini. Don't give up. Know that you can have what it is you want in this lifetime. And just ride with it. Just roll with it. You know what I hear? What's it? Steve Winwood? Just roll with it, baby. That's the song I hear in my head. That's what Spirit is telling you. Roll with it, baby. Just roll with it. Okay? All right. So let's get some messages from Spirit. So we have hurtful events. Okay? It says, as you navigate this challenging time, learn to let go of the past so it won't weigh you down. All right? Then we have fresh ideas. It felt like this, so we're going to read both sides of the card. It says fresh ideas, stay open-minded, inviting new perspectives to enrich your journey and spark creative solutions. Okay. Then we have worthy goal. Get out and be inspired to keep working towards your life's purpose. So Spirit is telling you, focus on you, love on you, you know, be good to you. Okay. Do what you want the other person to do for you. Do it for yourself first. Okay. All right. Let's get some messages from your person. They're telling you they love you. I hear that song. What is that song back in the day? Oh God. I want your love. I need your love. It's is it Chic or whatever? It's the same people that sing Freak Out. It's like the old songs back in the day, 70s, I think. The 70s or early 80s. I think it's the 70s. Yeah. So hold on. Your person admires you. Okay. They say that they're starting to understand your connection. Hold on. Okay. They say they always will come back to you. Okay. You're truly their dream come true. Spirit is guiding them back to you. Okay. Which we know that because we talk about that all the time. Okay. You're everything this person needs and wants. They miss you more and more every day. And then it says, I'm trying to become the best version of myself for you. And let me get one more. Okay. Divine guidance. It says, I am amazed at how the universe brought us together. Everything keeps falling into place for us. There are divine forces at work guiding us to union. The divine is working behind the scenes for us. If you look back at our journey, you will see it too. I'll show it to you one more time. Okay. All right. So before you go, we are going to pull. Oh, wait, you had something else turn. Oh, Lord. Here you go again. Divine timing. So it says we are on the journey and the divine dance on the soul plane. It will manifest into the physical world in perfect divine timing. All we have to do is trust and have faith that all will work out beautifully. Okay. All right. Let's get this, these Lovers Oracle cards. See what else Spirit wants to tell you about the reading. Hold on. I love these heart-shaped cards, but sometimes they're hard to shuffle. Okay, so we have, look, there it comes again. Secret admirers. The second time it's showing up. It says someone has deeper feelings for you than they're letting on. So your soulmate, they're you know, keeping their cards close to the vest. Okay. Then we have, let me see, this card here. It says passion, a magnetic and
a magnetic and seductive quality surrounds you at present. Enjoy it, okay? Then we have this one, and it says romance, Cupid's arrow strikes, okay? All right, so your person should, may be coming soon for some of you. It's not going to apply to everybody, okay? So I hope this helped, Gemini. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, there is a link in the description box below. Please have a good day and a good rest of your week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, Gemini.